Okay, that should be us all set up. Yeah, so the thing was, I had this on for like, well, 10 minutes by now. Wait, lamp, keep going. I turned this on and I moved around like, okay, let's turn on some lamps. Like this thing here, the lamp I have on the side, is real finicky because the actual light switch has to be upright because it sort of falls down on the actual contact. So if it's on its side, it turns off. So lots of fidgeting with that. And I just had it turned on the entire time already. Walking around doing this thing, and then I was like, okay, let's get started. And I come here, and I see this little error of like, can't reach the server. What? And then I remembered I'd rebooted the server, and apparently I hadn't put Nginx on the init yet. So, yeah, that was slightly problematic. But we should be ready right now. Let me head to the dashboard and check. Longest journey, blind playthrough. That's all correct. That's all correct. Hey, I wondered, do you actually see the cheerleaders in a top? What is this? A top 6? You should. It's cool. It has all-time cheerleaders, monthly, weekly session. That's a cool idea. Okay. Always the init D is. Yep. Always the init D. Now I kind of need to learn how to properly work with that thing. This is what I mean. I hit the table and then that thing. I kind of need to edit that light switch, just to work with it. I couldn't remember earlier on where we were and why we just what happened. And now I remember we were back in Arcadia. For no reason whatsoever. Started chapter 4, yeah. Let me see if the audio is correct. Okay. So if I recall correctly, she was mentioning...
My undies. That's so not appropriate.
And we can either go deep into the darkness or just go into the inn in our underwear.
The journeyman. Very appropriate, though it really should have been the journey woman.
Ha ha! Let's just walk into an inn in our undies. Why don't we? Skaparmal, good to see. Small recap, you open up a portal during sleep. You can do a video replay of the last video from the game menu. Let's video replay. Mercury review. I guess it's this one, Stirrings of Darkness and Chaos? Or is this the last one? No, that's the tree, so this is probably... Oh, yeah, they invaded what looked like the church or something. That's Father Raoul, isn't it? And that was... Oh, yeah, the weird, creepy... That was the Guardian they corrupted. Good call, Vin. Good call. Yeah. And let's have a look at April's diary. Having to go to the latest entry. Okay. Oh, yeah. A conversation between Raul and Cortez. Can't tell who my friends are anymore. I've easily accepted things. Yep. Be more careful, not just anyone. It's not that I think Cortez plans to stab me in the back or something. I'm sure his motives are solid enough, but I don't like being kept in the dark, especially when so much is riding on me. And with the situation as complicated as this one, I just wish I knew what was really going on is all. And what happened was Sunday night or Monday morning, not sure which, but it's late. Sun wakes me up in the middle of the night. Oh yes, the blue light was coming from the closet. Obviously dream, no question about it. Except in my life they aren't. There was a shift in my closet, and before I knew it, I found myself here in Arcadia again. And while last time Cortez helped me through and back, this time I'm afraid there'll be no help. I'm on my own, and I don't like it. Perfect. Yeah, it was a good idea. Okay, let's go into the inn. This could only end badly.
They don't look so different from farmers and craftsmen back home. It's a small world. Worlds. Small worlds.
Okay. Adjusting the audio a little bit.
They're definitely having fun. It's their first date, I can tell. They're a cute couple. I wonder if romance is different here, or if the rituals are the same as back home. I mean, magic must play some part in it. Cute couple. Assorted bottles, herbs, and spices. Open fires are so enchanting, romantic, and inspiring.
I always found that weird.
Assorted bottles, herbs, and spices.
Herbs? Herbs? What are you, French?
She looks like she works here.
Game audio is good now? Nice.
Excuse me. Hello?
Yeah, I think the voices are the right level, aren't
Hi,
they?
hello, do you work here?
Do I work here, child? I'm the owner. I own and operate the Journeyman Inn.
I'm very sorry, ma'am.
I'm very sorry, ma'am.
Your apology is more than enough for me, child. What may I do for you?
I think it might even be a little bit louder. There we go, just that tad. What's your name? Let's be polite.
What's your name?
Benrima Salmon. I am the owner and proprietor of this inn. I bought it with money earned through honest trade in the Southlands. Tobacco, wine, slaves. That is where I'm from. The Southlands.
Slaves?
I'm April. April Ryan.
Hey there, Alex.
Well met, April Ryan. Have
Good
you
to
come
see
to
you.
meet someone, a handsome young suitor, perchance?
No such luck, I'm afraid. I'm here more by accident than anything else.
Ah, no accident, April. Fate. Fate delivered you here tonight. You are strong in fate, are you not?
Not really. Not lately. Fine. What do you mean, strong in faith?
What do you mean by strong in fate?
You shape your own fate, and not the other way around. You are what the dark people call a we.
What do you mean when you say dark
can you
people?
tell?
I am not only an innkeeper, child. I am a seer, taught by my mother, who was taught by her mother before her. And so it goes back to the dawn of our world, to the dawn of magic.
Okay, I just want to point out, this is an innkeeper. Just in a normal conversation with a customer, fair enough, walking in her underwear, but just a customer walking in and an innkeeper going, the dawn of time. I am a seer in magics. It's like, how about just hi? So, is there a party going on?
Is there a party going on?
Oh, yeah. Oh, right. Clicking, the clickenings. The clickenings. There we go.
Is there a... Oh, child. Do you not know? It is the
What are the
feast of
odds, right, Venom?
balance. Have you never taken part in the celebration?
No.
Unfortunately, no. I'm not a party person.
For as long as I can recall, the feast has lasted 3 whole days and nights, and everyone celebrated openly. But now, this year, there's great concern about the Vanguard and their supporters. So this year, the Feast of the Balance is celebrated inside, behind closed doors, and for 1 night only. But there's still much food and drink. And you
Welcome
are
to
welcome
Trump's
to
America.
join if you so please.
I don't think so. I don't know anybody here.
You're not with the Vanguard, are you?
No.
No, I'm from somewhere else. Far away.
So it would seem. Well, if you feel up to it, child, you're welcome to join in the celebration.
Thanks.
Yeah, why do you celebrate
Why do you
this?
celebrate the Feast of the Balance?
You are a stranger to our customs indeed. The balance. You do know about the balance, do you not?
Why? Of course I know how to
Sure.
use the 3
The
seashells.
balance between magic and science. I know about the balance.
The balance of all, child. Everything is in balance, and the Guardian watches over the balance and us. We celebrate the Feast of the Balance to give our thanks to the balance and to the Guardian.
Balance.
If our devotion to the balance falters, if we lose our faith in the Guardian, then we are inviting chaos to destroy us. This is what the Vanguard is doing. Inviting chaos. They are dangerous.
She is absolutely into expositional monologuing. Just be amazing work skill though, Vaden. If you're just in a meeting going, yes, I remember, you see, there was a time when this policy was drafted. It was a cold day. A Tuesday. Kind of day you just wish for a good cup of coffee, but, you know, it was still office coffee, so never mind that one. In any case.
What's the Vanguard doing to destroy the balance?
They are not doing anything to destroy the balance, but they destroy people's faith in the balance. They speak to the people, telling them how the Sentinel, the Fathers, are holding our world back. And that if we were to use the balance to our advantage, we could return to the old ways, the ways of the ancient Earth, before the divide. Vanguard promised the people power, and wealth, and happiness, but they intend only destruction and death.
So, Republicans. Or, you know, Theresa May, if you're so inclined.
What's a seer?
A seer is someone who can tell something about people, about events, about the past and the present and the future, just by looking at you. When I look at you, I see.
What? What do you see?
Most people are drawn along by events, by fate, like a carriage after a horse. But some people know how to steer the horse, to change paths at will. You are such a person. But
A
there is
fate bender. Yes, tell me more about my future.
Tell me more about my future.
It is strange. I see many paths, but they are all dark. I cannot tell much except that you are strong in fate, and strong in the balance. And you are strong in magic, too.
Kind of reminds me of,
Magic? That can't be right. I don't know anything about magic.
You do not have to know about magic to be strong with magic. If you ever learn how to harvest your talents, you will be a strong artisan.
Artisan?
Where have you been schooled, child? Have you forgotten your lore?
My lore? Yeah, well, I haven't really had much use for my
hold on,
lore
they have a
lately.
nationalized school system?
The artisan is the most powerful of magic users. She is able to shape magic and to use it by force of will alone. An artist can use magic shaped by others, mold it into new magic, new art. A magician, or sorcerer, witch, warlock, can read and write incantations, drawing spells from the power of words. And the alchemist can create magic potions. He is the least of the four. Anyone with proper education can be an alchemist. The other three require some form of talent for magic.
Thank you.
I am at your service any time, child. I am afraid I must go take care of my guests now. Enjoy yourself.
Okay, I wanna get back to a point here. Where is it? Conversation log. Innkeeper. Okay, so for one, The artisan is the most powerful of magic users. She's able to shape magic and to use it by force of will alone. Okay. An artist can use magic shaped by others and mold it into new magic and new art. Interesting, artisan and artist, that difference. And how in Stark, April is an artist, but apparently in Arcadia, she is an artisan. Magician or sorcerer, witch or warlock, whatever, can read, write incantations, draw spells, and the power of words. Okay, an alchemist is just the other thing. So we're artisans, apparently. But here's the thing. You do not have to know about magics. If you learn how to harvest your talents, you'll be a strong artisan. Artisan? Where have you been schooled? Have you forgotten your lore? So that suggests that there's somehow a national education program with set learning outcomes for the entirety of this fantasy nation. But at the very least, everyone has to learn the standard lore about magic and what the users are supposed to be called and what the options are. How is it that this fantasy world can have nationalized curricula and most modern Western countries still struggle with the idea? It's, I say most as in many of the modern Western countries have it. America's actually a notable exception to having it.
What a strange creature.
But, you know, other countries tend to have difficulties with what exactly should be in there and how do you guarantee quality and that kind of thing.
Thank you, April Ryan.
What?
There is no time here, but there soon will be time for you and I. Time enough, to be sure. You are speaking to me, April Ryan. We have spoken.
I don't understand
Do you
what
live
you're...
backwards in time?
And how do you know my name? Who are you?
Have we not met yet? I was sorry, then, for confusing you. I will be Abnaxus of the Venar, ambassador to the Ireed Council in Marcuria for a time.
I think I would have remembered you if we'd met. Who told you my name?
You did. You are saying your name to me, April Ryan. In this moment, you tell me your name. You question why I know your name, and you speak to me the blessings of the balance for my long journey home.
Sorry, I really don't know what you're talking about.
It is
He is a
difficult
time traveler.
for us too, April Ryan, to understand you.
There we go.
The Venar are not perceiving time like your people. In this moment we are everywhere. In this moment we are nowhere. But there is a veil. Beyond this veil we are not seeing, but you have. You will be seeing. You are seeing.
I like his use of
What
tenses.
veil?
The veil created in chaos, by chaos, with chaos. It is a dark presence in our future, yes, future. A dark veil which hides the things that have been and will be.
What's all this got to do with me?
It was late. You were tired. We have talked in the morning when you come to visit me. Now you understand everything. Thank you, April Ryan. The blessings of the balance to you too.
Did you just invite me to your home?
No, you've already
I
been there.
will. I did. I invite you to my home, April Ryan. My home was in the Marcuria City Green, and you will find it in the morning, before chaos came. I am explaining everything, and you understood.
It seems I've already accepted your invitation, so I guess I don't have a choice.
That is what you said. Good night. You will sleep well.
That guy looks weird. But yeah, that makes perfect sense. If there's a creature who doesn't experience time, as in who is in all places at once, it'd be very difficult to understand time.
really am getting tired. I should find somewhere comfortable to sit down, rest my legs for a few minutes.
Ah. At least we figured out how not to get the balance of the universe to explode. Let's wait and see on that one. Abnaxis does sound pretty cool. So from what I can tell, he really is.
Sit down for just filled with ale, probably. They never have beer in these taverns, just ale. Honest working men out for a pint or two.
Yeah, I mean, what about? Oh, comfy chair. Okay, that's where we fall asleep and go back to the real world. But yeah, that idea of if you. I think the best expression I've ever heard. Okay, shut up for a moment. I think the best explanation of it that I've heard was that the problem we have as human beings to easily understand quantum mechanics is because it's in a type of universe that we don't need to understand. So evolutionarily speaking, we have no thought processes that can easily understand them. We don't have to work or react to particles. What we have to worry about is something large with sharp teeth and claws running towards us and what to do. And that's what our mind can understand and grasp easily. Like fourth dimensional mathematics is incredibly hard because we generally don't need it. So if you have a character, if you have an individual that is always and everywhere, that doesn't have a need for time because they're always everywhere, even just having to understand the concept of time is very difficult. So it'd be very interesting. And I like how they switch tenses constantly. You are, you did, you are going to. Because what perspective would he have? What reference point? Okay, let's sit down in the comfy chair.
A really, really comfortable chair.
Let's fall asleep. There we go, rest your head. I'm sure, you knocked out girl in your underwear in a random inn. Everything's gonna be fine. Is that Father Rao? What are they doing to him?
Wake up, child.
Okay.
Sorry, I guess I fell asleep. What time is it?
It is morning. We need to clean before we open for breakfast, so I had to wake you.
I slept right through the party?
It seems so. You did not stir even when everyone was leaving.
You're super kind to let me sleep here.
I feel pretty good considering.
You look a little pale, but it's nothing a good porridge won't fix.
You're super kind because I have no money to pay for any of this.
The back rooms are both empty. It was pretty comfy to sleep in. I'm a little stiff, but that's only to be expected, I guess. Nothing but ashes left of the fire now. Assorted bottles and spices and herbs. It's the innkeeper. She looks busy. Not to sound rude, but I've had my fill of her for the moment.
What? She's been super kind to you. So, what do you want me to do? I mean, I could walk outside, I guess, but I guess you just want me to leave? I was thinking of, getting some of that porridge she was offering. They look more like Cortez than Raul.
Do you intend to walk about in that outfit, child? It is day, it would not be proper.
Oh, it was proper what I did last night?
Come, we will find something more suited to a young lady about the city.
But you thought that was Cortez? Yeah, Raul had a shorter haircut, didn't he? It's kind of hard because his sprite in game differs so much from the movie, from the clip.
How do I look?
Like Lilu Dallas.
Well, it'll have to do for now. You do not have the most womanly of forms, but I'm certain you will fill out in time. With the right diet.
Thanks. Thank you for the clothes, for everything.
You will have time aplenty to thank me while you are cleaning plates and cutlery, child.
I'm sorry. Work?
That
Those
makes
clothes
perfect
do not
sense.
come
Exactly.
free, child, nor does a night spent sleeping before the fire. I'm not asking much, only for a helping hand in cleaning.
That is super fair. What? All right. I don't have the time. Of course we work for it. Jeez. Four-dimensional beings will reach through their 3D prisons as easily as step over to two-dimensional line in the sand. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. He's right. Tends for someone who experiences time differently is much like how a foreigner can struggle with the articles, depending on the mother tongue. Exactly. Yeah, like, here's a weird thing. I didn't know this, but apparently in Chinese, there are no gender-specific pronouns. No he and her, his and hers. And what I notice sometimes is with our students from China, is that they have trouble, separating Mr. and Ms. So they'll call people by the wrong pronoun, like the first year that they're here. And it's real weird to have to point out, no. She's a woman, so you have to say her. And then you see this thing of, oh yeah, I read that in the book somewhere. Which is just something you'd feel so naturally, like, no, that's a woman, so that's, it takes a different word. No, of course not. That's just, English works that way.
All right. Tell me where to start.
You can start carrying in the mugs from the back room.
I wonder what would happen if you'd been a jerk to her. She is absolutely right. Getting free clothing,
You did good work
free
for me
sleep.
today, child. More than was required. Here you are. Some coin to help you
That
out.
is super nice.
And keep the clothes. You seem to have grown into them already.
Say what?
It's the innkeeper. Excuse me?
Yes?
Also,
Oh,
you still need to grow a
it is
womanly
you.
figure.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome, child.
There we go. We at least, gave her a little thank you before we left. It's surprising that she had clothing exactly in April's size, though. What is that creature?
That's a funny-looking animal.
Can we pet it? Aw, Luke.
Good beast. His hide feels like a turtle's, but softer.
That's so much cool stuff.
Yeah, good boy. Good boy.
I wonder what she says about herself
I
now.
look like a serving maid. Square jaw and broad shoulders. A real farm boy. Quite a sexy one, too.
Well now.
I wonder if she's caught anything today. It's a small wagon pulled by one of those strange beasts.
Oh man. Oh, we're in the same city? That's the Journeyman Inn. The City Green, that's where we meet, Abnaxus? Let's have a listen to what he has to say. Do you know what this reminds me of? Just that the active characters in the pre-rendered backgrounds, the game for the rest has nothing on this but Baldur's Gate.
It's a flower bed. There's plenty of room for more seeds to be planted in there.
I know, the gameplay is completely different, the storytelling, but just the, It's one of the games I played a whole
Looks to
long
have been
time.
carved out of a large tree, but the texture of the house is more stone than bark.
It just reminds me of this, walking around in this pre-rendered background and then interacting with things there. Wait, what? This is unrelated to any puzzle, but you can use the plastic plan on the flower bed? Wait, what? Oh, the plastic plant.
It's a leaf of organic plastic.
That's cool. So it's a red herring item, but you can still use it? That's nice.
I'm not very good at this, but hey, I was born on a farm. That's gotta count for something.
Little bit of Stark technology in this Arcadia realm.
Now, grow.
Whoa.
Whoa, I must be a natural-born gardener. Strangest thing, I thought I heard a voice say something about a book of secrets.
Hmm?
That the book of secrets is now open. Something like that. Huh.
I know what that is. Hold up. Options. Save game. Save it over here. I know what that is. We saved, right? Yeah, we saved. Quit. Yeah, quit the game. Book of Secrets. This book's a magical book containing spoken words, music, and strange images uncovered by our ancients, locked away in the great library of the Dark People to be kept hidden till the day of reunification. You may read this book, but tread softly within. Who knows what may happen if this magic is released into the Twin Worlds? Outtakes, additional music, images.
Weird things have been happening lately. Weird things have been happening lately. Weird things have been happening lately.
Okay, that is pretty awesome. Thanks, Vaden. Okay, that's gonna be your break music soon. There we go.
It's a flower bed.
I'm hoping that soundtrack is in the Steam version.
That's one mother of a plant. I wonder if it's a carnivore.
Yeah, I figured the same thing, Vaden, because there were outtakes and so on, so I'm guessing that involves later scenes as well.
It's a solid oak door.
That was really cool, Alex, and I really like that they connected that just to a little red herring item in your inventory.
Enter, honored guest, and I would have been with you presently.
Hi, Obnoxus.
It's a nicely crafted bench.
It does look like a cool bench.
Some of them look to be in English, but I know they're not. It's the Altung language Tobias told me about. The tongue of magic. Sounds a little disgusting, to be honest.
Ugh, tongue of magic. Hi, Obnoxus.
Be welcomed, stranger, to my abode.
Stranger? Don't you remember me? You invited me here.
Every moment we meet, and every moment we part. You are both stranger and friend, April Ryan.
I'm sorry, but could you try to be a little less obtuse this time? I have a hard time understanding
Oh,
half
cool.
of what you say.
I will, Vaden. Thanks.
I will beg for your forgiveness, April Ryan. I had a hard time to make myself understood amongst other peoples. I will pull myself into this moment, difficult as it may be, so that we can communicate and so that you may understand. It is important
His
that you
tenses are
understand,
already
April
correct.
Ryan. Very important.
I kind of want to say this to him, but this seems like an ending. Thanks for your hospitality. See ya.
Who are you?
I am Abnaxus of the Venar, ambassador to the Ireed Council in Marcuria. My people live far from here, and they do rarely visit your kind, and so I am their sole link to humans and Dolmari.
Why is that?
I alone among the Venar am able to focus on a particular moment and thread in time, and so to speak with those who flow with time, like you.
I imagine that this voice recording is actually more difficult than you'd imagine. Because I'm listening to it, and on the one hand I'm thinking, how do you people perceive time? But I think it's real difficult in the same way that I heard this thing about how they don't accept random people playing zombies anymore in The Walking Dead, because what happens is exactly what you think it would happen. People go, and then they have to kick people out on the extras, and that just doesn't work. And I'm willing to bet this is the same, that this voice acting, when you get the direction, be very flat and monotone, that it's more difficult than you think to actually resist emphasizing.
How do your people perceive time?
It is hard to explain. Any moment before this moment and any moment after is the same to me as this one. I have lived already, and I am yet to live. Do you understand me?
Yep.
I think so, but how's that possible?
Everything is possible, April Ryan. There is magic, and there is science, and between the two, everything is possible.
The Walking Dead have a zombie school? I didn't know that. That's cool.
Can you see the future?
No, you can see the present.
To me, every moment is the same. There is no future. I can relate moments you have yet to see, and I can unravel possible threads. But remember, the future I see may not be the one into which you walk. Moments and threads fluctuate, change. I can remember things that have never come to pass, and I have seen things that will never be.
So you can't tell the future.
I would
Pay
see
attention,
your
April.
possible futures, the likely threads among hundreds. If there was not a veil in time, I would.
Except I can look through the veil.
What's this veil you keep talking about?
Somewhere ahead, in our path, there is a dark veil through which I cannot pass, past which I cannot see. It is disconcerting to me to be blocked from the moments of my life.
How did this veil come to
It
be?
sounds like that's the time of your death.
It was, no, will be created in chaos, by chaos, to keep the future hidden. All threads converge on a single point here, beyond the veil, and this will happen only once. It is written.
Written? Where?
In the prophecies.
Did your people write these prophecies?
Tell me about the prophecies.
Words have been written by seers who can discern from all possible threads the threads that are certain to be woven. These words are the prophecies.
And what do the prophecies say?
Not sponsored.
Prophecies speak of a time when the balance will falter, weakened by the assault of chaos and its servants. The moment the veil falls is the moment of uncertainty. The balance may stand, the balance may fall. I cannot tell which it will be, and I cannot even see the possibilities, the threads extending from each fork. But the prophecies also speak of a savior, as the prophecies usually do, one who will bring order to chaos, only to release chaos
Wait,
on
what?
the innocent. One who will restore the balance, only to finally break it.
That doesn't sound like a savior.
The word in my tongue is Kanang La. Literally translated, it means the small seed who grew to a tall tree.
Okay, so assuming the arrogance of gameplay, we as a protagonist are most likely to be the savior. So multiple paths in the future all converge onto a single point, the singularity, which is the choice moment of the balance. And apparently, we restore the balance only to then completely throw it away. So that would suggest merging Stark and Arcadia. Because then we would unleash chaos on the innocent, I guess. Weird, very weird. Can I ask you a couple of questions about that?
Can I ask you a few questions?
Yes.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about yourself,
You
buddy.
tell me a little bit about yourself, Obnaxus.
Me? About myself? We, the Venar, are not good at speaking of ourselves. We always know who we are, and so we have no need to tell each other.
Ah, sharp. I like it.
Well, are you married? Do you have kids? Or perhaps your people don't marry?
Yes, we do marry, and we always know who we are to be with, because our future is also our past, and so we also know our children, even though, according to your reckoning, they have yet to be born. My wife was, is, will be, the beautiful Abyanda. She lives by the Bay of Fire in the east. She gave birth to our 3 female children, Abratha, Abalexa, Abpalmana.
How long has it been since you last saw them?
I see
won't
them
see them
now,
now?
April Ryan. Do not forget I perceive time in a different manner from your kind. I have given them your regards.
Well, say hi to them for me.
I know what you mean, Alex. More games where you're not the Messiah or Savior or Big Damn Hero. That's, yeah, that... Just to have a story where you're not the main individual, the sole person that saves the universe. That's what I've kind of liked in the Walking Dead Telltale game, that very first one. Because again, that's that Walking Dead type of narrative. You're not solving the zombie crisis. You're not helping everything. You're just getting one thing done. That's what I actually also liked about the Witcher books, where Geralt as a character is not the Messiah. He doesn't save everything. What he just does is he tries to find Ciri and tries to protect her, and that's about it. That makes it very interesting. Another thing that popped into my mind here, given this this character, he seems to have something of the lifespan of a photon. Because if I understand the theory correctly, I also went to this lecture about astronomy yesterday, where it briefly actually was mentioned, where the photon spawns in the core of the sun when hydrogen atoms fuse into helium, and that unleashes energy, which is a photon. And that spends apparently thousands and thousands of years bubbling and going to the surface of the sun, like thousands. And then finally, when it reaches the surface, it shoots out. And then it just takes 8 minutes for it to reach here, bound across something, or hit an eye and be absorbed in it, or be absorbed in whatever it touches, something along those lines. But the weird thing is, even though that takes thousands and thousands of years, plus 8 minutes, apparently because the photon travels at the speed of light, no time passes at all for the photon. So even it is both there for thousands and thousands of years, but in the time frame of the photon itself, it is created and destroyed at the exact same moment. And I'm wondering whether his people are sort of the same, where there's this temporal dilation that happens that enables them to see everything at once in the same moment, as in they're seeing it at the same time in this photon sort of time frame, even though for us it's a prolonged amount of time. Who knows?
Why did you come here to Mercuria?
I was chosen to be ambassador to Ireed when I showed a talent for seeing the flow of time from one point to the next. I was trained for a long time in locking myself into a single moment to communicate and understand your world. My people do not normally involve themselves with others, but the Veil has forced us to do so.
Why don't the Venar want to involve themselves with humans?
In the wrong hands, our knowledge is dangerous. To know of the possible fluctuating futures, this can be a weapon to some who flow with time. We cannot interfere with your time. We are not allowed.
Prime directive, huh?
Who says?
The balance. The Guardian. The Guardian watches not only the balance between worlds, but also the balance within. Time is in balance, and if this balance is upset, the Guardian would know.
Well, good news.
I thought the Guardian was gone.
So he is, and that makes it even more crucial to my people that we preserve the balance and not upset it. Chaos is our enemy, April Ryan, and we do our part to keep it at bay, as do you.
I also kind of wonder what type of evolution makes a creature like that. Why does he have a giant index finger? And a completely... Is that even a... His head is just a flat square.
Are you planning on ever going back to your people?
When we pass through the veil to the other side and time yet again opens up, I will return to my people. I look forward to that day. I miss my people, and it is hard to speak with your kind. It makes me tired.
I know what you mean. I'm a stranger here too.
You will bring us through the veil, April Ryan, and then we can both leave this place and go home.
Where is your home, Abnaxis?
Across the border mountains and north, to where the forests are evergreen, and where in winter the land turns white.
I like that. For pointing, for having pointed. For future pointing. For always pointing. Abnaxis.
Do you know Father Tobias?
Tobias is a faithful servant of the balance, and he is a good man. He leads the sentinel down a narrow path, but he never wavers. We are friends.
So, I can trust him?
Trust is a concept which often puzzles me.
I was just gonna say, that's a very vague question.
Amongst my people there is never distrust. We always know the truth. But amongst your people, amongst those who flow with time, trust is important, a fragile thing. But yes, I do think Tobias is to be trusted fully. I cannot see beyond the veil, but up to that point there is no thread in which he betrays your trust, April Ryan.
Up to that point. Here's the thing I've always wondered, actually. This is very interesting, because his point makes sense. If you know everything through time, then you don't need to hide. You know all the actions and all the consequences. So that means that there is hardly any point in needing trust. And I always wondered about that. Like, it would be fascinating to try and have a story to write a story where everybody is a full-on telepath, and no, I can hide my thoughts kind of thing, maybe, or, maybe for an exciting story, one person discovers how to and becomes a murderer, who knows what. But just that idea of everyone is a full-on telepath. You can read everybody's mind all the time, constantly. What kind of a world would that be where there's zero secrets? That would be real strange.
Have you heard of a man named Cortez?
No, I have not. But that does not mean I do not know him. Names are often fleeting, April Ryan.
He's well, some have called him my mentor, others a nutcase.
Well, do then.
I'm not sure which it is, but I'm leaning towards the former.
Your mentor? He is a shifter as well?
No, I don't think so. He doesn't travel. Shift between Stark and Arcadia.
I do not see him in my life, April Ryan. I do not know him. Beyond the veil, perhaps, but not before.
Thanks, Abnaxis.
You are always welcome, April Ryan.
I need some help in my quest.
Yes, you did.
I did? And what did you answer?
That I will help you as much as I can, but in the end...
I'm on my own. I've heard that one before.
What do you know about dragons? And is Cortez a dragon?
What do you know about dragons?
I do not know much about the kin, but I do know a little. Perhaps it will help you, perhaps not. The Draic kin came to this world a very, very long time ago, before the dawn of man, before the divide. The Venar had yet to learn to be outside time, and there were few other peoples on Earth. The kin played an important part in the divide, in separating magic from science, and in the founding of the Fathers, the Sentinel, to watch over the balance. It is said that after the divide of the 4 Draic kin that came to Earth, 2 went to Stark, and 2 to Arcadia.
Okay, we've heard that.
But that was a long time ago, 12,000 of your years. I do not know what has become of them since.
Interesting little fact, by the way. The term kin, which today means family, is old, pretty darn old, Anglo-Saxon word, and it was contrasted with kith, where kin were those related to you by family bond, and kith were those related to you by clan bond, or nearness bond, or real strong friendship. That's why there is still an obscure English expression, kith and kin.
You don't know where I may find these Draic kin?
No, the white of the Draic kin, the mother, has, according to legend, been sighted.
I've seen
The
her.
tale of the silver spear of Gorimon speaks of the mother and her child. Though I think this is but a tale, and far from the truth.
The story is called The Silver Spear of Gorimon?
Yes, unfortunately I do not have this book myself.
The Silver
and
Spear
I
of
do not know
Gorimon.
of anyone who
You
does.
must remember.
What about the other dragon, the other Draic kin?
Exactly,
Of the
Alex.
Draic kin, I only know of the mother, the white of the kin, although I have heard tell of a god who fell from the sky into the ocean a great long time ago. But this may also be just a tale.
Okay. That apparently unlocked something.
What else do you know about this god who fell from the sky?
Only what I have told you. Someone with greater knowledge of the ocean and the creatures that live beneath its surface may
The
be able
fisherman.
to tell you more.
And this,
What
I
else do you
assume...
know about this god who fell from the sky?
Only what I have...
Have you heard of a disc that works as a key to the Guardian's realm?
Yes,
that makes
but
sense,
very
Vaden.
little. It has been spoken of in the Ireed Council only recently, brought to attention by the Tyrant Ambassador. He wished to know where it is kept.
And what was the answer?
No one at the council knows or admitted to knowing, and the ambassador was asked to speak with the Sentinel, which he is unlikely to concede to. The Tyrant are allied with the Vanguard, and so are in political and ideological opposition with the Sentinel. I know Vestrum Tobias. He would not speak a word with the Tyrant, nor the Vanguard. Not unless it was to challenge their philosophies.
Which is a good reason to speak. So you don't know where I can find the disc.
So you don't know where I can find the disc?
No. Ask Vestrum Tobias.
Okay, so he... need to remember these lists. We need to talk to the fisherman, because he would know the story about the god falling. We need to speak to Vestrum Tobias about the disc.
Do you know anything about a rift leading to the Guardian's realm?
I have heard speak of such a thing. I believe it was where the tower was built and the divide created. When the earth was one, it might still be open.
Any idea where it is?
I am afraid the Venar were never very involved in the affairs of the Sentinel, nor took any part in the divide except to agree to the necessity of it. We had little choice but to concede. We are a magical people. We need the balance, because we could not survive without magic.
Oh. Here's my theory. Remember how he says that the Venar have this veil that they can't look through? Beyond there is darkness. Do you remember how he said that chaos will be brought unto the innocent? I have a feeling that April Ryan is going to reunite Stark and Arcadia into one Earth again, which means that magic ends, which means that the Venar, they don't have their magic anymore. So I don't know whether they can't live anymore or can't live in their outside of time anymore. But that's my idea. That would make sense as to why it is dark beyond that veil. Why there is that veil at all. Because magic is removed. Ugh.
How would I go about fighting chaos?
You cannot fight chaos. It is not so simple. To oppose chaos, one must return order to that which has been affected by chaos, and thus reduce its powers. But this is not something everyone can do. Only those ordained by the balance can embark on such a dangerous task and survive.
Okay. That's about
That's
it.
about it for now.
I am glad I could be of assistance, April Ryan.
Thanks for your hospitality, Obnaxus.
Goodbye. Blessings of the balance to you, April Ryan, and may your journey have been a long and fruitful one.
I hope I wasn't obnoxious.
Ruminations on the Chaos Principle by Roar Agustanja. The Death of a Venar by Gale. A Brief History of the Northlands by Minstrom Lenier. By the look of it, it's not all that brief at all.
That's how those books usually are.
Lord of the Rings. In Arcadian, I guess classic fiction really does cross all borders.
Okay, that's cool.
The Psychology of Stickmen by G. Godagger.
Chico Dagger? Is that a pun?
Principles of Waging a Winning War Against Superior Forces by General Hen Solber. Surviving the Border Mountains by Tomie Strand. Ruminations on the Chaos Principle. The Death
And
of
we're
Venar,
looping.
Brief History of the Northlands
Yeah,
by...
that's cool. I wonder if those are the developers. Oh, this was it? Okay. Lord of the Rings reference. That was pretty cool. Oh yeah, let's I think you're right, because this is the thing that tingles. So I think that has to be the new things. Right. It reset all the way to the start. Okay. Wait, what? A guy invited me to a suicide party with a cheerful card reading Steve's last hurrah. Been invited to a wedding between a 9-year-old terminally ill woman and a highway construction automaton. I've been invited to the senior prom by your best friend's father. Ugh. But I think tonight has been the strangest invitation of them all. It's the first time I've accepted an invitation before being asked by a creature whose grasp of grammar ranges from poor to non-existent, not realizing I did until after the fact. Huh. When asked Abnaxis about the Drakekin, he didn't really know much except for a story he heard about a god who fell from the stars into the ocean. Somebody knows more about the myths and legends of the sea. Yeah. Okay. So, first we're going to go to the Vestrum. I think we get there. We don't have an exact... There we go. Fast travel for it, but we can go to the temple. There we go, Vestrum Tobias. Hi there, buddy. Let's learn... Okay.
Good morning, Tobias.
Let's learn more about this. Where is that disc that we need to find?
Why, it's April, my friend from Stark. Have you come to visit us again?
I have indeed.
So it appears. I didn't exactly come here by choice this time, though.
Oh? How so, if I may ask?
In a weird and twisted way, it's nothing out of what's become the substitute for ordinary in my life. One second I was in my room in Newport. The next, I was in a dark alley in Mercuria.
You must have opened a shift while you were sleeping. Good. This means you are learning to harness your magic.
Yeah, I guess, except I don't think I'll be able to get back home again. And this time, my mentor, Cortez, has no idea that I'm here.
Ah, but I'm sure you will find a way to channel and control your power soon. In the meantime, is there anything I can do to help?
I wonder if there's a dark light world like Zelda thing going on, where I can shift in different parts of the map to end up in different parts. That would be nice. Oh god, there's so much I need from him. Yeah, I need help getting back home too.
I need help getting back home.
Unfortunately, I'm in no better state today to help you shift than I was the day before yesterday. You are the one with the talent, and so you must learn to use that talent.
Similarities are uncanny? To Newport, South Wales? I think I'm missing out something here with that time lag that we have.
I need to locate the disc that unlocks the Guardian's tower.
The disc that is the key? Yes, it is needed. It might even restore balance, provided the new Guardian accompanies it to the tower, of course. But you wish to find the disc yourself?
I have to. Cliché or not, it's our only hope.
Hey, Jaxus.
You
Thanks for popping
do
in.
this often, then? You know, save worlds?
Just every other Tuesday.
It's an expression. Heroism in my world is more of a cliché than anything else.
Yeah,
I do not understand.
I think it's the
but
USA.
Then I am merely a servant of the balance, while you are more. But yes, the disc. As I told you once before, when the Earth was divided, and the realm of the Guardian created, a disc was forged in the Well of Making. The disc was to serve two purposes. As a key to the Tower of Balance should it become necessary to enter it in the Guardian's absence.
Like now.
And as a replacement for the disc that is already in the tower should it be broken. The tower is now abandoned and locked, and the old disc shattered. I do think the time is right for the second disc to be brought forward and used.
Yeah, and how about making another backup? So where is that disc?
Where is the disc now?
At first, more than 12,000 years ago, it was kept in the open, at the Sentinel Enclave outside Marcuria. However, when thieves attempted to make away with the disc, it was taken away,
Why?
so that the 4 parts of the disc could be divided amongst 4 of the magical people of Arcadia, people who would have nothing to gain from the balance being compromised.
Huh. If the Venar have parts of the disc, I'm gonna have to go back to
What
Obnaxis.
people were the disc divided amongst?
This I cannot tell you. I am not sure anyone remembers now. But it would be in the scriptures, I am certain.
What scriptures?
The scriptures of the balance. There are 13 of them. 13 is a strong number, rich in tradition, and... Did you know the Irede High Council consists of 13 ministers?
I did not.
No, of course you don't. 13 was also the number of the fathers who begat the Sentinel, and who built the Tower of Balance.
The thing about this, Jex, is it's not every time you come in here to watch that he's doing this. This is that same moment. It's been hours of talking to him through this whole dialogue tree, and he's basically just telling us a 10,000-year-long history. And then Obnaxis begat the Sentinel, who wrote the theme to Moloch. Or was it Manon? Hold on, let me look. Let's see, Appendix F, page 261. Yes, the disc. See, it talks of the disc here. I remember the disc, and so on. Lord Tycoon, yeah, well, you have to click, and if you have click fast enough, then finally the audio speeds up so that you can hear what he's saying.
Where can I find the scriptures of the balance?
Pay a visit to the Sentinel Enclave, located outside the city to the east.
Was that so
The
hard?
great library of the Enclave contains every book ever written by an Arcadian minstrel, and most others as well. Speak with Minstrom Yerin, the keeper of books. Tell him I sent you.
Do you remember what the one book was called that we needed to find? The one that Obnaxis talked to us about?
I need to find the entrance to the Guardian's realm.
There is one. You are right in that, but where, I would not venture to guess. In the past,
Probably here.
when the time came for the Guardian to step down and another to take his or her place, the Guardian opened a gateway wherever it was needed. A Guardian, still in full control of the balance, can invite anyone in and let anyone out. But with the Guardian gone, the only way in would be the point where the divide was first created, where the tower
Oh, you
was
mean
built.
the thing where I started the game?
Isn't that location written down somewhere?
Remember that this was done on the old Earth before the divide. After the divide, after the creation of Stark and Arcadia, places were shifted about. This entrance may not even be on the ground anymore.
What do you mean?
It could be up there, in the sky, or far below us, through the crust of the Earth into the molten depths below. I cannot say, and I do not know anyone who could.
So, remember that this is all inside of a frame narrative of an old woman telling 2 kids a story about the balance. That old woman may or may not be April Ryan, we don't know, but she did mention that it will start. Like all good stories, it begins where it ends. April Ryan, the first we see of her is her waking up right next to this large tower where the mother and the tree and the egg is and so on. So we've already been at that tower, or, well, near that tower, not directly at that tower, but you know what I mean. We've been there.
Isn't there any way to locate the entrance to the Guardian's realm?
Perhaps with careful investigation of the old texts, histories of Arcadia, of the Divide, the scriptures. I do not know, April, but it cannot hurt to look. Again, you will find these texts at the Sentinel Enclave. Speak with Minstrom Yerin.
Vaden, for a second, I misread your yes, interesting analysis with a pipe as yes, an interesting analysis, master. The plane. I don't know where I was going with that accent. Begins where it ends, so like a Tarantino movie chronology. Ooh. Oh man, I need to see some of those Tarantino movies again.
I need to locate the two dragons
Let
that
me
reside
guess.
in Arcadia.
Go to the Enclave.
The Drykin?
What's the difference?
Dragons is a word from your world. The kin are not what they have become in your legends and fairy tales.
Oh,
But they're real, aren't they?
Oh, as real as you and me, April.
as you and
old.
I.
They have been here since before our time. As you probably remember, the kin were instrumental in the Divide, saving mankind from a terrible end. But I know so little. Only what I can remember from my studies when I was a minstrel at the Enclave.
Here's another hint as to why Cortez is one of the dragons. He remembered this guy from before he was Vestrum. I think even before he was a minstrum, or was he still a minstrum? He remembered him a long time ago.
How can I get more information on the Drykin?
Books, daughter, books. The wisdom of the ages. There is one tome you should study, called The Secrets of the Drykin, by Minstrom Elniak. It is old but informative, and it captures the imagination.
Where can I find this book?
Again, you will find these texts at the Sentinel Enclave. Speak with Minstrom Yerin.
No! I was hoping we could capture that audio with the voice, just the voice and none of the background. Books, my daughter, books. Thanks, Tobias.
Thank you, Tobias.
I would have liked to
Good
ask
to
that
know I
question
could help
again.
you, April.
Are you busy?
I've never.
No.
Thank you.
Good day.
Okay, let's talk to the fisherman. Would have been great to have that as an audio thing. Not you. Are we gonna completely ignore this tiny little goblin?
It's the White Dragon. It's Captain Horatio Nebeve of the White Dragon.
This isn't the guy I want to talk to, but while we're here.
How are you today, then?
Like you care.
I don't really.
Do you know anything about a god that fell from the sky into the sea?
Of course. You find fallen gods most everywhere these days. They're an heir and a hand.
Really?
No, of course not. There are no fallen gods in the sea. It wouldn't make much sense, would it? If the sea was full of gods just lying about the seabed.
So you've never heard of such a thing happening?
Now you got it.
Bye.
You're not the one I need to talk to. The one I wanted to talk to is that guy.
Hello again, old man.
It be you.
It'd be me. Yeah, I kind of like him. Oh, pipe time, pipe time.
I'd love to hear some more maritime stories.
Sure, sweetie, I'd be happy to. What story you be wanting to hear
The one
now?
about the fallen god, please.
Have you heard a story about a god who fell from the sky into the sea?
Aye, that I be having. Although that be a story of man-eating mermen who ravage the sea of songs, swallowing sailors whole and spitting their bones out to dry. Are you sure you be up for hearing such a cruel tale?
Aye, that I be,
I've
my
heard
lad.
worse.
Ye be a tough little lady, be you not? All right. Well, like I be telling yous, the sea of song surrounding the island kingdom of Gien be a treacherous sea where countless vessels have disappeared without a trace. Now,
Oh,
this
whaley,
be
whaley,
30
whaley.
long winters ago, mind, during me second term as captain of the trader Lucky Lady. We've been crossing the Sea of Songs for 2 seasons, and we've yet to be seeing any sign of the dreaded bloodthirsty mermen who lurk in the waters off the Guyenne coast. That night we be laying still with our sails down, awaiting the wind to pick up and carry us north to Mercuria, when we be hearing a frightful scream a-coming from the port side of the Lady Luck.
Ruh-roh.
I be the first to rush over on account of me having me arm down the apple barrel. We just been to Arras to pick up 100 barrels of sweet Guyenne apples. And as luck would have it, I be there just in time to witness Sally Barney's horrible fate. He be in the water, screaming and waving his arms, and the water around him be red as a midwife's arms after a grueling bath.
Yeah, about the
I get
god
the picture.
falling?
Go on.
Then I be seeing, I glimpse a large, shiny, sleek body be pulling Sally down and swallow him whole. It be the merman come to claim the body of the sailor who dare cross their sea.
Are you sure it wasn't a shark?
What?
Big fish with sharp teeth and dead black eyes and a large triangular fin on top?
Ye mean a black-eyed snapjaw? I guess it could have been, but it be no snapjaw. It be the dreaded merman of the Sea of Songs.
Why not seaman?
Where does the sea god fit into all of this?
Exactly.
Aye, I be coming to that. You see, the bloodthirsty mermen be not only happy with cannibalizing sailors, but they be sacrificing their own to their dark old sea god.
Actually, unless the mermen are human, they wouldn't really be cannibals if they ate humans.
Yes, thank you.
Blood sacrifices to their dreaded god who lives on the bottom of the sea. Aye, that be the truth of the mermen, fierce and bloodthirsty cannibals of the Sea of Songs.
Thanks. Good story.
Aye.
I'm not sure how that helped me.
I'm all storied out for now. Thanks.
Aye, you tell me when you want more, right?
Technicalities is the best part of a story, Veden.
See you later.
If I
Indeed,
not
sir.
be dead, aye.
One on a technicality. Yes. Okay, buddy. There we go. I want to see what she wrote down about this. Minstrom named Yeren. Yeah, that's what I need to do. Okay. What is with all sails and long, pointless stories? Did manage to get some useful information. Claims that the god who fell into the sea, the one Abnaxis told me about, was worshipped by bloodthirsty cannibal mermen who lived in the Sea of Songs around the island of Gen. The fact that they're not necessarily cannibal just because they eat humans didn't really deter him from finishing his story. Seems like a monster you described in the story could be some kind of shark instead of a merman. In any case, if anybody knows about this god who fell from the stars, it would be the merman. Okay. Okay. How do we get back again? We don't want to go to the boat. We're going to go to the pier. City gates. I doubt we need to go to the instrument merchant again. So we need to go to the Enclave. Since you have to fast forward every time it removes your position down. Yeah, that's a little bit strange.
It's a stone dragon gazing down into the center of the dome like it's guarding the entrance. It's a magnificent piece of work. It's some kind of sandstone, very malleable, but also very vulnerable to the elements. These cliffs probably have huge, naturally
Cameras are
formed
affecting.
caves and tunnels.
I am being swallowed whole. Thank you for letting me know. Give me a second here. Webcam. Filters. Huh, chroma key. Increase the chroma key. Bing. There. That looks good. Thanks for letting me know. Into the enclave. The Chroma King. Oh yeah.
The dragon's mouth is pointed straight down at the middle of the floor.
Well, what are the odds of us having to sit in the middle? Downstairs.
It's emerald green, teeming with life and carrying the pleasant, salty scent of distant shores.
Okay, hold up. Do you see this symbol here? This is the symbol of the worlds, isn't it? Of the two worlds. Bets on having to put the disc right here where the dragon can see it so that we get warped.
It's a circular hollow about 20 centimeters across and about 5 centimeters deep.
Yeah, or this is where it was displayed or whatever, but this is definitely the symbol for the world. The skeleton chroma key now, that would be amazing. Just a single setting that works for all colors, where you just say, have the stuff behind me disappear. Okay, this music is awesome.
It's a pool of seawater. You'd think that it'd be a bad idea to have a pool inside a library on account of the moisture. But I guess magic makes everything possible.
Thank you for saying that. Cool library, though.
It's one of the Sentinel Minstrum.
Wouldn't it be Sentinel Minstrel?
Oh, goodness me, I didn't hear you come in. By the way, you haven't seen Volume 6 of the complete
Wait, no,
annotated
probably
history of the
Sentinels.
Northlands, have you? I could have sworn it was here yesterday.
Sorry, no.
No.
I guess someone else must have taken it. I try to tell them to write down what they borrow on the list, but they never listen.
That is horrible.
Only last week I spent 3 hours searching the entire enclave for the second scripture of the ballads, the scripture of song, before I realized that Vestrum Tobias was studying it back in the city.
Scripture of Song, eh?
Now, such incidents could be avoided if only, and this applies to you too, young lady, people would sign out the books they borrow when they borrow them and sign them back in when they're done. Such a simple
This is me in the
procedure.
world.
It shouldn't take more than a few seconds to jot down your name and the name of the book you borrow. It makes my job so much easier.
That's totally me in Arcadia.
Now, which book did you want me to find for you?
Yeah, are you Yeren?
Are you Minstrum Yaren?
Yes, of course. Oh, what a silly question.
How would I know? I don't know you.
I am Minstrum Yeren, keeper of the great library of Marcuria. In fact, this is the greatest library of all the Northlands.
I like him already, Venom.
Perhaps of the entire world. Although they say the Dark People have a library as big, if not bigger, than this one. But of course, we're not allowed anywhere near there.
What do you mean, by,
I don't think...
the
What
Dark
a
People?
silly question. Of course you haven't. You're not of the Dark People, are you? You don't look like any dark people I've ever seen, so I can't see how you could possibly... Now, where did Volume 6 disappear to?
Tobias said I should talk with you.
Tobias? Vestrum Tobias? I haven't seen him for... Well, he was in last week, but before that it must have been days at least. How is he? Still eating enough for 2 mules? I must tell you of this funny story I heard the other day, of how Vestrum Tobias eats enough for a table full of minstrum. Or was it one Elguan? Although the Elguan don't, as a rule, eat very much at all. Did you know that the Elguan can smell water more than half a day's journey away? Amazing, amazing creatures, perfectly suited for life in the desert. The balance provides, that's for certain. The balance provides.
That thing about elephants being able to do that, apparently not true though. Funny thing that the exact same thing happened with my brother was by me yesterday, coming by, because we were going to that astronomy lecture. So I made a bowl of pasta, like a nice, simple, standard pasta, nothing special. But I eat 1 deep plate, not full or bulging, but just a little bit of deep plate. He ate 3. I just picked the largest pan that I had, made so much pasta that I figured like this has to be enough. He still looked kind of, he scraped the pan to just finish everything up. It was amazing. Hey, Jexus, have a good time with the Star Wars Rebellion board game. Oh wait, is that we've played that game, right, Jexus? That one's cool. That's reminds me a little bit of Descent, but then with a Star Wars flavor.
Vestrum Tobias recommended that I look at some books.
Books is what we do best here at the Enclave. That is for certain. Which book would you like to see?
Oh my god, that is a soundbite I want. Books are what we do best here at Byronic Gamers.
I'm looking for a story called The Silver Spear of Gorimon.
Ah, that's Imperial Assault.
Yes, a
Say it,
fanciful
Jexus.
tale if I ever saw one, but a charming one. Did you know that I'm often paid visit by adventurers wishing to read everything available on the spear, so that they too could set out on their foolish quests?
Oh yeah, foolish, ha!
Yeah, don't you just hate those adventurers?
Well, they pay for my bread, milk, and butter with their contributions to the coffers, so I shouldn't be too critical of them. But they care not about the books. They care only about what the books can give them.
I care. About the books, really.
I can tell. So, the Silver Spear of Gorimon, then?
By the way, there's so much of this writing that I'm, I think of the thing like, oh, this would be funny to say, and then the game does the same thing. Makes me think that the writers of this game have played the same games that I have.
I did find something of interest. I'll leave it here for you to read.
Okay. Thank you, Yaron. You have good setups and then finish them with style? Exactly. Oh. The Silver Spear of Gorimon. In the glory days of Bakshava, before the drought, when Gorimon was the greatest city in the known world, the Parach of Bakshava decided to forge the most powerful weapon in the world to challenge the mighty White Dragon. The Parach has gone greedy and bored, his treasure hold filled with the riches of the world, and he desired nothing except the one thing he could never have, the unborn daughter of the White Dragon, the fairest, purest, most beautiful creature in the universe. He had asked the White Dragon for her daughter's hand in marriage, but she had refused, scolding him for his insolence and warning him to keep his distance from immortals. And so the parish sought the advice of a mighty sorcerer, the dark and cruel Eos, to learn how to kill one of the Drakekin. The sorcerer told the parish of the white silver of Mount Tyranny, the strongest substance in Arcadia, and how it could be forged by magic to kill even one of the kin. The parish ordered his army to go north, across the ocean, and to bring back enough white silver to shape a weapon. When his men returned with the rare metal, the parish ordered the finest blacksmith in Bakshava to his castle, where Eos the sorcerer cast a spell to create an unholy forge. 10 days and 10 nights it took before the exhausted blacksmith could present a tall spear to his emperor. But before the spear could be used to kill one of the kin, it had to be bathed in blood, beheading the poor blacksmith and the soldiers who had retrieved the white silver from Mount Tyranny. The parish's private bath was filled with their blood. As he dropped the silver spear into the red bath, watched over by Eos, a terrible scream erupted, and steam rose up in a red, foul-smelling cloud. When the steam lifted, the blood was all gone, and the spear was glowing in a deep red color. With the terrible weapon now ready to be wielded, the parish issued a challenge to the White Dragon to either surrender her daughter to him for marriage, or to suffer a painful death at his hand. Enraged, the White Dragon refused him yet again, and flew to meet the parish, his sorcerer, and his 1,000-strong army in the green fields outside of Goramon. Of the magical silver spear, she knew nothing, and the parish kept it wrapped in cloth by his side. "Bring your forces around," parish warned the White Dragon. "If you do not, I will lay waste to them all." "I wish my men no harm," lied the parish, "for this is between the two of us." He then rode forward alone and dismounted his horse, but stayed within reach of the spear. The White Dragon landed before him, and she said, "You are brave to face me like this when you know you cannot harm me." Then the parish raised a hand as if to greet her, but it was instead assigned to his sorcerer, the terrible Eos, who cast a mighty spell to hold the White Dragon while the parish drew his silver spear. The White Dragon fought bravely, and she was close to escaping the sorcerer's magic. But the parish was quick, and he thrust the magic spear into her chest. She screamed in pain and anger, and the sorcerer's spell could no longer hold her. Rising on her beautiful wings, blood pouring down on the land below, she cursed Bakshava, her parish and her people for all time. Wherever the White Dragon's blood fell, the land turned arid and grass became sand. The parish sent his army to follow the White Dragon and to bring back her egg. But the drought grew, and within days the once proud empire of Bakshava was turning into a desert. And then, following a fierce storm that tore across the land for 100 days and nights, when the dust settled, there was nothing left of Bakshava but the 2 coastal cities and a few scattered oases. It is said that in the buried ruins of a lost capital, wrapped in the arms of the parish who dared test the immortal, rests the silver spear of Goramon. Bet you're gonna have to find that spear to use it to kill Cortez, who's turned to evil by the Vanguard. That music is indeed amazing. Cursed Baklava, indeed. This is the story time. Settle in, relax, lean back, and enjoy a story. A story.
Are you done? Let me take that back for you.
Never mind then. Okay, we have more to read. Minstrom Buzzkill, no kidding.
Oh, goodness, it's you again. Oh, you gave me such a fright.
Oh, that was great.
Could I see some more books?
Oh, certainly. What a silly question.
I kind of want to audio capture. Could I see some more books? Oh my god, there's so much to read right now. What? I don't understand that sentence.
A book on the history of Marcuria would be interesting.
Ah, an extensive subject to be sure. I will do my best.
I appreciate the narrative detail to go. Of course he wouldn't just have it right next to him. He'd have to look, he'd have to check, he'd have to carry it. He's an old man.
I did find something of interest. I'll leave it here for you to read.
Well, of course. What a silly question. Yeah, I would love to have that audio clip. I'm hoping he'll respond again to something I say. Wait, is that his response? Perfect, because in that case, I'm going to capture that. Travels in the Northlands by Ymain the Discoverer. The first part. In my many years as a traveling poet and bard, oh my god. It's Witcher time, ladies and gentlemen. I have journeyed far and wide across the fair realm of Arcady. Oh, Arcady, okay. And I have seen sights most people have not dreamed. I have stood on the magnificent and terrible southern capes in the midst of winter, when the storms are at their fiercest, while waves as tall as the towers of Altaban washed over my frozen body. I have witnessed the monstrous beasts that lurk in those dark and deadly waters of the south swallow brave galleons whole. Creatures the size of mountains that with a flick of a tail can touch the depths of the sea and the stars themselves. I've crossed the great ocean from north to south and from east to west, and in the course been stranded on desert islands with no sustenance but what I could gather from the sparse vegetation for months at a time. I have ridden the giant Elguan across Changagriel, the wasteland, from Altaban to Monterba, and further south where the Taruk, the oases, are few and far between, and I have seen the shifting dunes above the ruins of Goramon, precious jewel of the Bakshavan Empire, concealed for centuries by the coarse and treacherous sand. And I have journeyed far west, carried on goodwill and destiny by shadow ships, to the strange and unknown cliffs of a world unseen by most, a world of unfamiliar tongue and customs, a world of great wonder and mysticism. I have seen all this and more, but the fairest sights still I have seen in the lands of the north, from Irie to the border mountains, from Tyron to the Bay of Fire. No sight can ever compare to dawn at Mount Tyranny, looking out to the plains of Nedra, where wild stallions run free in the Southlands, and to look on the city of Coruscant, the Pearl of Fire, while the boiling sun sets in the ocean beyond, the slow waves reflecting dark yellow and red as they lap slowly over the sandy shores, is an experience truly treasured and ne'er forgotten. These lands are blessed by the Creator, shaped by men, yet wild and free and fertile, home to the greatest cities, the most precious sights, and the most cultured and civilized people in Arcady. Of all the fires I've rested my weary legs by, of all the taverns where I have learned the legends of tale spinners and memorized the songs of bards, of all the lands where I've wandered from city to village, it is to the Northlands I return time and again to learn evermore. Join me now, for I will evoke in you the very emotions I first experienced when visiting the sights and treasures of the northern lands. Join me, and I will surely bring you there, to the exotic midst of this blessed land. And you will pine for its rugged coast and green woods and its hardy people, and, like me, you will ne'er rest until you can return to yonder shores. Marcuria, oh Marcuria, thou unkempt diamond of capitals, thou art by truth the fairest. Thy counsel many seek, for knowledge kept within is centuries sought and garnered. By men wiser than the ages, brought hither, by word of mouth. Mercuria, changed thou not the course of war between thine people? Diplomat, wise man, magician, all this and more. Thou hast, without equal, the mark of merit and virtue. Written by Yemen Erthrin, the poet. The august capital of Ireid, the unified country, Mercuria lies on the hardy southern coast of the Northland, halfway between Tyrone and Coruscant. It is a port of call for merchants, traders, adventurers, and pilgrims from all 4 continents. A place of commerce and diplomacy for millions of humans and other species. Oh my god, how much is this? Yeah, exactly. Wild stallions! Yup. Okay. Ireid is a strong and proud land, perched between the plains of Nedra to the north and the land of Tyrone to the west, the Great Sea to the south, and the forest of the Northlands to the east, and inhabited by humans, Dolmari, Tyrone, Mole people, and Vanir. Ireid was formed after Mercuria emerged as a major center for diplomacy and trade, and became the banner under which the surrounding lands united as one. Ireid is a democracy, currently led by the Chief Council of the Ireid flag, Lord Igvan Dellen. The High Council, composed of the ministers who govern by representation, resides in a Mercurian Hall of Assembly, flanked by the palace and the barracks. The Ireides are traditionalists, and their form of government has barely changed over the last few millennia. In High Tongue, Ireid means unification or assembly. That's interesting, because reed is, I think, an Anglo-Saxon related to ready, as in council. That's why Ethelred the Unready was not unready to do his job. He was unready, or unready actually, as he got no counsel. This has a lot of cognates in the similar languages, like in Dutch, raad, meaning counsel. So I read, probably they try to make it into this mixture, like always counsel or forever counsel. He was Transylvanian accent. I shouldn't read that aloud because it's instruction. Unready. But yeah, that's the thing. If you remember in How I Met Your Mother, where Ted always insisted on calling it an encyclopedia, technically he's right. That's how you pronounce the ash. Okay. Prepare city for Canada and hub of the civilized world. I think I read that, didn't I? Founded 20,000 years ago at the shore of the then unconquerable ocean, it is the first known permanent settlement of the emerging human race. Initially left to its own devices by more developed races, Mercuria grew large and fat and wealthy. With newfound confidence, it passed through a period of expansion, which gained it a reputation as a merciless aggressor, which soon brought violent attention from the Tyrann in the west and the Dolmari in the north. After years of war, Mercuria was decimated and subsequently rebuilt with sufficient reinforcement to weather attacks from both sea and land. Peaceful times followed, whereupon Mercuria settled into the role it has in today's Arcadia. Although all surrounding areas fall under its jurisdiction, there is sufficient self-governing and few central taxes to appease all but the most disgruntled. The huge areas of farmland around the city benefit from the well-kept roads, markets, and the busy export to the other lands. Nearby villages benefit from the military might of Mercuria, protecting them against roving barbarians and tyrant armies. And Mercuria also provides the people of the Northlands with one of the best and busiest ports in Arcadia, allowing travel to distant destinations around the world. You still have the word read, but it's pretty rare usage, almost archaic, except for a few specific cases and proper nouns. That's interesting, Alex. I don't know any modern uses of that word.
Are you done? Let me take that back for you.
Sure, Minstrom. But yeah, I didn't know that, Alex. That's interesting. Okay, I'm gonna do two things right now. One is we're gonna try and record that that lovely little saying. So we're gonna down the music, down the sound effects. Why do we still have that? Do I need to press apply? It still has sound effects. Okay. Let's see. Alt tabbing out of here. Upping the sound, so watch your ears, because this is going to be loud. A lot louder than before. So, opening Audacity. Now remember, it's going to be loud. Pressing record.
Oh, goodness, it's you again. Oh, you gave me such a fright.
Could I see some more books?
Oh, certainly. What a silly question.
There we go, that's what we need. Let's get that down again, and let's give this a try. Live editing, because that's what you came here to see, isn't it? Hold on, some live editing. We don't need that. We don't need that. We're not gonna need oh, whoa, no. We will need that. Is it this?
Oh, certainly. What a silly question.
Perfect. So now, what we have is...
Could I see some more books?
Oh, certainly. What a silly question.
Let's remove that pause a little bit.
Could I see some more books?
Oh, certainly. What a silly question.
Lovely. Excellent. Let's make sure to save that. See some more books. .audacity project.
Could I see some more books?
Oh, certainly. What a silly question.
That's perfect. I mean, the echo is just in there, but yeah. Okay.
Actually, I don't feel like reading right now.
Don't feel like... very well, though it is the strangest thing I've heard in a while. How can you not feel like reading?
This guy's amazing. See, this guy is me in
I'll see you
game
later.
format. This is amazing. That is exactly
yes,
what I
good,
think.
good.
Call me books, see more books. Nice. Okay, we're gonna have to adjust that down a little bit more. You have a lot of time for this behavior. Yeah, look, it's cool, isn't it? Minstrom Yerm is indeed the amazing Byro Snob. That is wonderful. Okay, I'm gonna save the game. Save it here. Here's the thing. I want to make myself a nice cup of tea. Take a break. Nice 5-10 minutes walking around, stretching a little bit. Let's double save. So I'm gonna leave you with a little bit of music. I will put you on a break, and I'll be right back in a couple of minutes. The time it takes to make a nice cup of tea. See you in a few. Well, darn it, of course the song ended. Let's continue that journey. Okay, perfect. I am back. I have a little bit of tea. And, you know, I was thinking just now about the fun part of the game so far being that I haven't been stuck. There's been no part really where I've been just completely locked down. Well, there was the one part where we had to do some pixel hunting, where Vaynen helpfully pointed out where that key was. You know, but I've had parts in different games where it's just stuck in old classic point and click, the Moon Logic point and click type of games, where you were just stuck and you just ended up going to a walkthrough, and then you'd find out you had to do some stupidly, completely illogical, oh, I need to give this to that person even though we've never talked about it, or it makes no sense to do this, and then when you do it, you solve the quest. But for this game, it's all made sense so far. Every part's like, oh, of course I'm gonna have to do this to that and that to that. Thanks, Venom. So I'm happy about this so far.
Oh, goodness, it's you again. Oh, you gave me such a fright.
Could I see some more books?
Oh, certainly. What a silly question.
I love it. So, what do we learn? Let's recap. We learned that there was a silver spear of Goromon made to kill a dragon, which is a specific type of silver that's now in a Bakshava empire, or that there's a large desert indicates that that entire place just was ruined. Didn't kill the dragon, maybe. I mean, we saw her, so I'm assuming she's alive, but it did injure her. History book on Marcuria was just basic information about, you know, where it is and what's going on. Let's read some folk tales.
I'd like to read some Arcadian folk tales.
A favored topic of mine. I have just what you're looking for.
I have a lovely edition of Grimm's Fairy Tales over there, actually. It's nice binding. Like, cloth-ish. No, wait, actual full cloth binding. Nice, thin, neat pages. Good little bookmark. I love it. And it's great to read from. And it's also actually great to read aloud from. That's one thing I really learned while studying English literature, that some things...
I did find something of interest. I'll leave it here for you to read.
That some things are meant to be read aloud. Like poetry, just reading poetry, it doesn't give you the full experience. Read it aloud, recite it. That's when it really starts kicking in. What tea am I drinking? Oh, just this, oh, it doesn't actually list it on this thing. It's a chamomile type, like, relax, type of tea. You know, nice, yeah, nice soft chamomile. Oh, I should have put some honey in there. Oh well. With a few, I think, let's see, it doesn't... I don't think it has any flowers in it, but that kind of a thing. A light, gentle one. Soporific? I don't think it's an actual full-on soporific. I have my doubts. I just like it in the evenings. You know, it's a gentle tea for the throat, and that's one of the reasons why I get it in the second half. And of course, I have a little bit extra of my ginger ale here. Sadra, the faithful wife. Sadra was married to a brute of a man named Care, probably. He was a bully who drank, cursed, gambled, and beat up his wife when he'd lost coins at the cup stable. Still, Sadra treated Care with respect and care. She fed him when he was hungry, she made his bed and washed his back, and she lay down with him when he told her to. She never complained of her hardships to anyone, even though some days she woke up with bruises all over her body. Whoa! Despite her husband's treatment, Sadra was a beautiful woman. Okay, never mind. With lovely dark hair and green eyes, and men would admire her when she went to the market for food or to the town. Oh, to the town well for water. But none dared approach her, fearing her dangerous husband more than they admired her beauty and grace. People would say, "Poor Sadra. She deserves better than what she has. She is so good and patient even though her husband mistreats her every day." But no one was willing to do anything to free her from her husband, as they all feared his wrath. "She chooses her own path," they would say, "and it's not our duty to interfere." Then, one day, a tall and handsome prince rode into town to visit with the Elder Council. When he spotted Sadra carrying 2 heavy buckets from the well to her home on the edge of town, he was taken with her beauty and youth, and he jumped down from his horse to help her carry her buckets home. On the way, he offered Sadra courtship, but when told she was already married, he bowed respectfully and excused himself for acting inappropriately. That night, Sadra's husband heard about the prince helping his wife, and after striking her down for letting royalty interfere with their duties, he strode drunkenly, for he had already had his usual fill of dark ale, towards the tavern where the prince and his cohorts were staying. When Kara arrived at the tavern, the prince was eating dinner, and when told Sadra's husband was there to see him, the prince stood and waved the man closer. "I must congratulate you on your good taste in marriage," said the prince, "for your wife is the most beautiful and good-hearted woman I have ever met." And then he offered Kara's seat and a tall mug of ale. But the angry husband did not appreciate the prince's advances, and he drew his sword and lunged at the prince before his guards could react. The prince was quick and lucky to avoid certain death, and before Kara could make a second strike, the prince had recovered his sword from where it stood by the wall and stood ready to fight the brute. "Leave him be," called the prince when his guards drew arms and ran to protect their liege. "This is between him and me." Smiling briefly, he nodded his head to Kara and stood to attention. Obviously, his skill with the sword was formidable. Kara, a coward at heart, knew that if he fought fairly, he would surely die, and he sheathed his sword but loosened the knife he had tucked up his long sleeve. "My pardon, prince," said Kara. "My love for my wife is such that I am blinded by jealousy. I offer you friendship and apologies." He extended an open hand to the prince and smiled a broad lizard smile. The prince, unaware of Kara's mistreatment of his faithful wife, smiled back, put down his sword, and extended his own hand. "Your apology is accepted, sir." Then, suddenly, Kara's knife was in his hand and moved in a blur towards the prince's exposed throat. Had it not been for the quick eye of a nearby guard, who with the broad side of his sword struck Kara on the side of his head, the prince would have been dead. The knife carved a deep scar in the prince's shoulder, but did no serious harm. Kara was taken away to the town prison to be judged when the sun rose. His crime was surely punishable by death, especially if Sadra would testify to his cruelty in front of the judge. Free of Kara's tyranny, the townspeople now spoke of Sadra's suffering by her husband's hand, but Sadra would not herself, even now, speak against her husband. And instead of being sentenced to death, Kara was sent away to work with the king's mines for 25 years. Taken with her faithfulness, the prince yet again offered Sadra courtship, but again Sadra declined, for she was still a married woman. Then, 1 year later, Kara attempted to escape the king's mines by killing 2 guards and climbing the walls, but he was shot down with an arrow and died in agony and disgrace. Again, the prince visited Sadra's town, bringing condolences and a renewed offer of courtship, and this time Sadra agreed. Months later, the prince and Sadra were married in a glorious ceremony, and when the old king died, the prince became regent and Sadra his queen. She was good as queen as the land has ever seen, and she was loved dearly until the day she died. And her funeral was the grandest and most tearful in memory. Oh my god, are there actually multiple fairy tales in here? This is amazing. Yeah, at least one of them redeemed himself. Seriously though, just the guards going, oh, it's okay, you can fight him one-on-one, you'll be fine. Yeah, sorta, Alex. Then again, most of Grimm's fairy tales are kind of weird like that, where you're suddenly going, dude, they just took the baby from this other couple. Is nobody gonna say anything? But fairy tales, everyone's like, whatever. The Children of the Lake. There was a village by a lake where no couple had borne a child for 20 years. The villagers were desperate, for without children their village would wither and die, and they turned to their god for help. The next morning, 50 young children rose out of the misty lake and wandered onto the shores, much to the joy of the childless women. Yeah, I've seen this movie. If they're all blonde-haired and blue-eyed, run. We are yours, said one of the children, as long as you remember one thing. You are never to fish from this lake again. Instead, you must learn to hunt in the forest and live off the land. The villagers agreed, though they worried they might go hungry, since they were used to catching and eating fish from the lake. But it didn't take long before they'd taught themselves to hunt and grow wheat and potatoes in the field. 18 years passed, and then one day, an old man grew tired of rabbits and deer and potatoes and bread, and he longed to catch a big fish and cook it over a sizzling fire. He took his boat out to where the villagers would not see him, and he sank his line. Almost immediately, he caught a large trout. But as he was rowing back to shore, he saw the children of the lake wander from their homes and back into the dark waters from whence they came. Their mothers called to them, but tried to hold on to them, begged them not to leave, but they would not speak, and one by one they disappeared into the lake. The old fisherman then saw, as the children sank into the murky waters, how they turned into large fish and sped off into the deep. He was shameful then, and dropped his catch back in the water. But it was too late, and the village would forever remain childless.
Are you done? Let me take that back for you.
You grew up, learned to read. In fact, with Greek myths, they're weirder. Oh yeah, Greek myths are super weird. They're all, Zeus got a little bored, so he decided to turn himself into a swan and rape a woman. It's like, wait, what? Couldn't he just turn into a human being? No, a swan. That's, don't worry about it.
Oh, goodness, it's you again. Oh, you gave me such a fright.
Could I see some more books?
Oh, certainly. What a silly question.
That is so gonna go on the soundboard. Just, yeah.
I'm looking for some information, but I'm not sure which book to ask for.
No matter. I know a great deal about most of the books in here. What topic intrigues you?
Oh my god, is that... That is 3 more books we get. Hold on, I am renaming the stream. Blind playthrough -- reading all the books. Update information, there we go.
I've heard rumors about mermen who live beneath the Sea of Songs, and I'd like to find out more about them.
Mermen in the Sea of Songs. Let me see what I can find, yes?
Yes. Seriously, this would be my job if I lived here. Hold on, where's my phone? I was sure I owned a phone.
I did find something of interest. I'll leave it here for you to read.
Oh my god, you found a read all the books image? Let me see that. Also, Byronic books. Read all the books! Okay, that is going on Twitter. So many books to read! Exclamation mark, add images, that link. Hashtag the longest journey. Twitch.tv/Byronic Gamer. That's how I do advertising, people. Tweet. Thanks for that, Scaparo. Merum, also mermen, mer people, or Merians. Magical people who reside in the depths of the great ocean and other seas. Little contact has been made with the Merum, who are believed to have been quite numerous in the past, but are now dwindling in numbers. Confirmed location of Merum cities is between the Briston Atoll and Gan, centering on the Sea of Songs. Legends of mermen, mer people, Merians, are rampant among sailors. These stories portray the Merum in grotesque and violent light, portraying the truth of a largely peaceful people. Okay. Although not much is known about Merum, their religion apparently centers around the belief of a benevolent god who lives in the immense depths of the great ocean and who brought the Merum to Earth from a place distant and wonderful.
Are you done?
That's
Let
interesting.
me take that back for you.
So, that does certainly suggest science is clear. These mer people are actually peaceful. But they do reference a god that is in the ocean. So maybe indeed a god that...
Oh, goodness, it's you again.
What a
You gave
troll.
me such a fright.
a god that fell into the sea,
Can I
maybe?
see some more books?
Oh, certainly. What a silly question.
Certainly. What a silly question.
I'm looking for some information.
No matter.
I need to find out which four magical people of Arcadia were given a piece of the stone disc that serves as the key to the Guardian's realm.
The stone disc of the balance, yes? Yes. There could possibly be something, I
yes.
imagine. Let me check. Just one moment.
Thank you.
I did find something of interest. I'll leave it here for you to read.
By the way, that guy is so white. Seriously, look at the hues of their skin in comparison. She's got a little bit of tan here. He seems very white. And also, talking to nobody right now. Either that or doing the boogie somehow in the corner. I like to groove and boogie. Yeah! Show you some dance moves. Chapter 16, the 8th scripture. The scripture of breaking. Regarding the disc of the balance and the events that came about when the disc was broken. Wait. I thought that happened like, a short while ago. Or maybe 200 years ago? I don't know. The scriptures tell us that the disc was kept at the Enclave for many thousands of years, safely guarded from any threat by the respect held by every man and woman for the authority of the fathers. But with dissent came disobedience, and disobedience brought immorality, and immorality begat theft. Tyrant soldiers, aided by sentinel traitors, attempted to make away with the disc, but were thwarted by the Wight of the Kin herself intervening, although forbidden to do so on behalf of the fathers. The disc was brought safely back to the Enclave, but the threat would linger in the minds of the Minstrum and the Vestrum. So it became that the disc was melted in the forge of the dragon's mouth, shaped into the elements of 4 magical people, and given to these respective people for safekeeping until such a time when it was decreed that the disc should once more be whole. That is what's up there. That central divot, that's apparently where you put it. The dragon head, I guess, literally fired into it and just melted it. 1 stone to the gentle souls that sing in the dark and shape the earth between their toes. Sing in the dark, shape the earth between their toes. 1 stone to the watchers of the woods, the ones who are outside. This the time. They live in the woods. They are outside of time. 1 stone to the 2 that make 1, of air and of sea. And 1 stone to the keepers of the dark flame, the eternally dark, the mariners, the mer people? When the time comes for this to be whole again, 1 person will make the journey to the 4 who hold the pieces, and the pieces will be given willingly, because there will be no doubt to the righteousness of this person. I doubt they'll be given willingly.
Are you done? Let me take that back for you.
That's gonna be a whole bunch of quests. I think, also, that's not where you got it from. Just tap him or say hi. Why do you have to...
Such a fright.
Could I see some more books?
Oh, certainly. What a silly
question. What a silly question. Okay, I read all of those.
I'm looking...
No.
Ah, the Draken. That's the only one left.
I'd like to learn more about dragons, about the Dragkin.
Oh, yes, yes. We have some wonderful books on that topic. Stay here.
Man, we learned so much right now, though. So we do know that there are 4 people. We know that that time people, what are they called again? Velen? They have 1. The mer people possibly have 1. There's a god there somewhere as well. Yeah. God, we learned about the spears.
I did find
about
something
the gods.
of interest. I'll leave it here for you to read.
Secrets of the Draken by Minstrom Elyak. Forward. The Draken are known by many names throughout the Twin Worlds. In All Tongue, they are often referred to as Draken. In some variations of the Low Tongue, Drachen. In the Southlands, the word Drakich refers specifically to the winged lizard shape traditionally associated with the kin. In Erhad, the eternal spirits of the kin are simply called Drak, regardless of their current shape. In Stark, most cultures refer to the kin as dragon, Drage, Drache, Dragon, though this usually refers only to the winged lizard-like shape and not to the spirit inhabiting that shape. In fact, while in Arcady, the kin are respected and revered as eternal spirits with great significance in the balance and the all. In Stark, the kin are mostly creatures of mythology and fairy tales. However, in some Stark legends and scriptures, notably the Christian Bible, the name dragon is associated with the forces of evil, and thus the religious connotations do seem to have carried over in somewhat distorted form. Who or what are the Draken? Why not ask, who is the creator, or what is the all? Questions thus asked will remain in perpetuity unanswered, for they are, in truth, unanswerable. To condense all knowledge of the Creator into one answer is futile, as is any attempt to define the all without describing every single element that makes up the all. So also with Draken, we cannot answer. Who is the kin, or what is the kin? But we can provide some answers to the simpler questions. The questions that deal with what we see and hear and feel, and what we have been told by the kin themselves. Answers that, together, may give us, if only the faintest hint of the whole truth, then at least some indication of who or what the Draken are. Born of the emptiness between the stars, reads the 11th scripture of the balance, the scripture of time, shaped in unison with the all, part of the all, yet outside the all. Drakekin, notice the ancient high-tongue variation of Drakekin. Why so many variations and interpretations of Drakekin from culture to culture? The kin have always been shrouded in mystery, and from mystery rises legend and myth. The kin seem content to be seen as nothing but told tales and figments of the bard's fertile imagination.
Are you done? Let me take that back for you.
The Vener, yes, wait, that was it. Yeah, we have so much more information, but it's still, by the way, that's not where you picked it up, buddy. But we still don't know exactly what it is that we are to do with this. I'm getting weird. Okay. So the mermen have possible information about the god who fell from the stars. Tobias told me about the library. Okay, so I want to know about the dragons. I need the key. It's so confusing. I wonder where we need to go from here. So we already know that there are 4 races, each have a part of the stone, and that is something that we need to find.
It's a pool of seawater.
Because we needed that, and we needed to know how to get to the tower.
The water's pretty cold.
He's probably returning that book to the trolley for sorting and reshelving later. Ah, yes. That puts my mind at rest.
I got a whole handful of these Arcadian iron coins.
So one thing I'm thinking, we need to go to that gambling stand and figure out how we can cheat.
It's a rusty wheel. It's stuck.
Yeah. How about we just screw it? The acoustics in here are great. Okay, I don't think there's anything more we can do here for now. Let's escape a little bit.
The dragon's mouth is pointing straight down at the middle of the floor.
Yeah, see, I think this is where that thing was molten into sections for each individual race. But I want to talk to Abnaxis. I think his people have one of the I think his people have one of the stones, and that's what I want to know about.
Enter, honored guest, and I would have been with you presently.
That's the best thing about carrying on screwdriver. You can just shout, "Screw it!" Yup. Oh, I got this. Do I have it here? No. I got an actual proper Swiss Army knife from work. They gave it to us as sort of a start of the year present. Normally they give us a book, but this time they wanted to give us something fun, like be prepared for the coming year. So here's an actual Victorinox Swiss Army knife. That one's pretty cool.
Can I ask you a few questions?
Yes.
Thanks, Abnaxis.
Yes?
You are always welcome, April Ryan.
Oh, that...
Can I ask you?
Yes.
Thanks.
You...
Can I ask?
Yeah.
Thank
You...
About my quest.
Anything I can do to help, April Ryan?
So you don't know where I...
No.
That's about...
Yeah, okay.
I'll talk...
Blessed.
Okay, so he doesn't know directly. What I'm thinking then is we go to Tobias, because we now know the description of the 4 people, but Vestrum Tobias will know what those subscriptions match. He gives knives as presents. What is cool? Yeah, we made that joke as well. Like, wait, are you saying you're arming the teachers for the coming year? And they were like, yes. I mean, no. Oh, God, no.
Are you busy?
Did he just
I'm
turn
never
around
too
just to
busy for you,
snub
April.
us?
What may I assist you with today?
Where can I...
Again, you will...
Isn't there...
Perhaps with careful investigation... Again, you will...
Thank you.
Good day.
Huh. So, maybe the map guy would know a little bit more about who lives
you.
where.
What's going on? Why didn't you deliver any maps yesterday?
Whoops.
I wasn't around. Sorry.
Well, there are more maps to be
Alex,
delivered.
I
and
said
my
the same
customers
thing
are
the other
getting
day.
Very impatient. Did you deliver the map to the rolling man?
Yes, sir.
All right, let me see his signature and I'll give you your next delivery.
Yeah, the Blade Runner point-and-click adventure. I was saying the same thing. I played those. I don't own it, but I've played those and finished it. One playthrough. And it is so good. I like that game so much. It evokes the feel of the movie exactly. Ah, so lucky, Ben. So lucky that you
Here's
still
your
have the
next
original.
delivery, a map of the Northlands to a Tun Lyak, staying at the Journeyman Inn. And be quick about it. She's been waiting since the day before yesterday.
Okay, can I talk to you
Did
about
you make
something,
your
though?
delivery to Tun Lyak at the Journeyman Inn yet?
I forgot all about that.
By the balance, get to it.
Forgot all about that. It's been a minute.
It's a talking bird.
Okay, let's get cheated once with the coin that we have.
Here's my coin. Now, how do I play?
I place 1 cup on top of your coin like so. Then I shuffle them like so.
And now we get cheated.
Now, you guess which cup hides your coin. If you get it right, you win another coin. 3 in a row, and you win a prize.
I have absolutely no idea. So I'll just take a wild guess and choose this one.
Looks like you've got the wrong cup. It happens. A 1 in 3 chance, you know. But with coin in your pocket, you can always try again.
I'm willing to bet we can never
It's a
actually
map of the
guess right.
Northlands. I'm supposed to deliver this to Tun Lyak, staying at the Journeyman Inn.
Oh yeah, it will be an amazing game to have in the stream. Not only because I would grab Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, I would also grab the Final Cut edition I have of the Blade Runner movie, and Dangerous Days, the making of... No wait, that's not Dangerous Days, that's the name of the documentary. Future Noir, the book I have on the making of Blade Runner, because we would be delving deep into Blade Runner if we go that route. But yeah, it is... Oh, actually, man, you know, I think www.gog, not google.com, gog.com. Oh, they have a sale right now. I will have a look at that later. Hello, Blade Runner. They don't have Blade Runner? Well, alright then. But yeah, Blade Runner is a game I would like to play on stream, absolutely.
Talking bird.
Looks a little dated, but it's brilliant. I think the graphics are a little bit better than this game, actually. And Blade Runner is a 90s game? But it's evocative. That's what I like about the art style, the design. It really matches the movie. They're doing that the thing where they mimic the movie without really copying the movie. They hit those same points, that Tyrell building moment where the shutters go down, the merchant street that you walk through. They have those same moments. Ah, it was such a good game. Such a good game. Think you can download
Excuse
it?
me?
Yes.
I mean, it'll be available, but
It is you.
I would like to get it like off, GOG Word available.
I'm looking for a guest of yours, Tun Lyak.
The sailor? She is looking for work today, I'm afraid. With most of the ships moored to the docks for balance knows how long, it is difficult for sailors to find work.
Do you know when Tun Lyak is expected back?
I could not tell you, child, but from what I know of the ships in harbor, she will not find one that needs a navigator anytime soon.
Hi, Kitty. Hi, little buddy. Of course you need attention. This stream isn't as important as kitty business. Hi, Kitty. Hey there, Miss Candela. Still not finished with it. Still not finished with it. Hi, Kitty. Hi, little kitty. He needs a little bit of encouragement before he'll go to his food. You don't want this to end? And, Alex, here's the interesting thing. As far as I know, abandonware is a bit of a dodgy area where it's not a legal term or any legal right to it. Abandonware literally describes itself as in, yeah, you can download this illegally because nobody's left around to care anymore.
Do you know when Tun Lyak is expected back?
Indeed, Alex.
I could not tell you, child, but from what I know of the ships in harbor, she will...
I think I know exactly
You're
who
welcome.
Tun Lyak is. Let's fast forward some of this animation. Clicking escape. Going to the pier. The person I suspect to be Tun Lyak is that little weird thing that we saw walking by here earlier. Would there be anybody here? No? You drop anything in your hands for a cat? Yeah, I know what you mean. The thing with India is, for instance, his food is over there. Just a while over there in this little food tower that I have. But the thing is, he wants me to be there. He wants me to be right there while he eats. So what he does is he'll go over here, he'll meow and sort of, arch his back up against me and be like, love me, love me. And I have to cuddle him a little bit, but I have to cuddle him for a long while until he sort of moves over there and I can just barely reach him. And then he'll walk over. But like now, he's paying attention to me. So he's stopping eating because I'm looking at him. But if I'd stand up, he would stop eating.
Hello.
Uh-huh.
Bye.
Awkward.
Hello again, old man.
Eh?
There you go, grab your pipe.
See you.
If I...
Thank you. So I know it doesn't look nice, but I'm fast forwarding this to save a little bit of time because Miss Candela is getting impatient and we need to hurry.
He's selling a variety of fresh shellfish and other, delicacies. Those guys must be part of the City Watch. They look a hell of a lot more intimidating than the Newport cops, despite the lack of an exoskeleton. I'm not in the market for an instrument at this particular moment. Still, good to know where to get one in case of,
Huh. That's tricky. Whoa, 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 whoa. Let's, head back to those gates. It's just the instrument merchant. I would have thought that they'd be there. Let's talk to Westhouse, just for fun. Catone should be there when he runs in his cat wheel and
Hi there,
when he's
Mr.
on the
Westhouse.
toilet.
I'm back.
Indy used to have that.
My word. What on earth possessed you to return to this godforsaken place? You were lucky to escape the first time, but now you're really pushing it.
It's not that bad a place, or else you wouldn't stay here. Besides, this time I didn't exactly come here by choice.
I stay here because I'm a true masochist, Miss Ryan. And who forced you to come? Was it Cortez?
He doesn't even know I'm here, unfortunately. No, I think I had some kind of accident with my so-called powers. I shifted in my underwear.
I shift to my underwear sometimes as well.
Isn't that the way it is, though? We always cross the rift at the most inopportune times. Care for a drink? Oh, no, that's right. You, don't.
Also, who would just do that to somebody you barely know? Like, yeah, I shifted in my underwear. It's just weird. So your cat wants to be there when he runs his cat wheel. I should get Indy a cat wheel. And when he's in the toilet, but he's using a human toilet? As in, like, a normal human being toilet that he squats over? How does that happen? The thing with Indy is, years ago he had this severe bladder, this urinary tract infection. And that screwed him up for kitty litters for the rest of his life. So now when he has to go, it's a thing. He meows and runs back and forth, and finally he's settled in. And, you know, at first I thought, oh, wow, you know, kitty litter's a little bit dirty. I should change this. But now even with clean kitty litter, he's still nervous about it. But at the same time, I know it's a little bit of a show, because in the morning, if I've woken up and he doesn't notice it yet, he'll just go to the kitty litter. But if I'm awake, then suddenly he'll be, wow, wow, wow. Sorry, kitty, not you.
Would you mind helping me with a few questions?
I have
Yup.
nothing better to do, so shoot.
This is gonna go nowhere.
Do you know anything about dragons?
I try to stay out of the affairs of the kin these days. What precisely do you wish to know about the damn beasts?
There are 2 dragons in Arcadia, and I'm trying to locate them.
Yeah, I've heard that tale myself, but no, I don't know anything about it. You'd be better off speaking with the Sentinel Minstrom. After all, religion is their specialty, not mine.
Did you ever hear a story about a god who fell from the sky?
Stories aren't my thing, April. You should visit a library. I'm sure you'll find some stories in the books. I know the Sentinel have a library somewhere near the city. I've also heard rumor of people with wings who do nothing but observe and record history through stories. But I don't know if that's all it is. A rumor. Still, if you're looking for stories, it may be wise to check it out and see if you can find them.
People with wings, huh? That's interesting. That's something to look up in books. So what happened just now is over there, I have this 3-stage kind of cat hotel for Indy. And it has these really wide, deep, soft, fluffy sort of hammock-type things. It's amazing. He loves it. And he loves to sit in the highest one because it gives him a nice perch. So he sinks in and he can sleep there. It's just so amazingly well. But the 3 legs of the thing are scratch posts. So normally, he always just jumps up. I mean, technically, he could just jump in the top one right away, but he's not that jumpy a cat. So in this case, he jumped on the smallest little thing, but he didn't quite make it. He didn't just jump on top of it. So he sort of smashed in the side, then did this scramble, and then climbed up, and did that whole cat thing of, nobody saw this. If I stand very, very still, nobody saw what happened. And it was just hilarious.
I'm looking for a disc that will open up the Guardian's realm.
That's religion, Miss Ryan. And the only things I worship are whiskey, a good cigar, and a nice long...
Wait,
Anyway, don't
what?
ask me about all that balance mumbo-jumbo.
Would you be able to tell me where I could look for the entrance to the Guardian's realm?
In Tobias's pants, if he had his wish, I'm
Really?
sure. No, I'm sorry. I don't know anything about the Guardians. Balance, Sentinel, or gardening. Now, if you're interested in bullfighting, I could talk all night.
You certainly do talk a lot of bull. Yeah.
Bullfighting's a horrible act of cruelty to animals, and not much of a sport at all.
Yeah.
I'll just forget you said that, Miss Ryan. If there's one thing I miss about Stark, it's bullfighting.
You'll be happy to hear, then, that they abolished bullfighting hundreds of years ago.
If only.
Damn.
They still do that nonsense.
What did you say about the flying people?
They're supposed to be great storytellers, and they've been observing this world for a very long time. But it could only be a rumor.
I can't think of any more questions.
Then,
Thanks, Mr.
anytime, April.
That'd be just rude.
Okay, let's go back to the Enclave and ask whether they know anything about flying people.
Oh, goodness, it's you again. Oh, you gave me such a fright.
Another bathroom activity. Nice long poop. Hey, you told me about waking up in your underwear, so I figured
see some
we'd
more
be on
books?
an intimate
Certainly.
level here.
What a silly question.
I'm looking for some...
No matter.
There we go. Are there any books about flying people?
Are there any books about flying people who observe and tell stories?
Winged storytellers, hmm? Let me see what I can find. Hold on.
Okay, Minstrom Google. Reminds me of Outcast, where they had the gum salve. Use the gum salve to store your essence. Minstrom Google just sounds like a made-up word.
I did find something of interest. I'll leave it here for you to read.
Thank you, thank you.
I look like a serving maid. The island of Elias, near the Briston Atoll. Maybe I should try to go there.
Okay. Alatin, a crafty winged people who have recently dwindled in numbers and whose ability to fly long distances has been steadily diminishing over the past few centuries. The Alatian are known for their ability to remember and tell stories from before the dawn of mankind and up to modern events. The largest known tribe of Alatian with whom traders have occasional contact resides on the otherwise uninhabited island of Alais in the Briston Atoll.
Are you done? Let me
Well,
take
now.
that back for you.
That'd be amazing. Welcome to Ask Minster Muir. In today's episode, I will answer the question of our teenage Markurians. Just... Retron asks, my parents disavow my presence in their home when I abuse myself. Is this normal? I have looked for books about self-abuse, but I kind of got banned from the library after that. So I guess this is the last episode. Ugh. Oh, cool, Miss Candela. Oh, there we go. A whispered link to a... Oh my god, he actually does use the toilet. Without the cat seat. You nearly missed out on a shot. He just sits on the toilet. That is so... Holy crap. Also, is that some kind of abyssine cat? That is a cool print for a cat. That's like a leopard. It's amazing.
Are you busy?
I'm never too busy for you, April. What may I assist you with today?
Thank you.
Good day to you.
Oh yeah, Vayner would have to permit Miss Candela to post that link, otherwise you get Nightbot blocking. Let's check the docs first, because I want to see if we can run into the person we're supposed to give that map to. No? Let's run to the ship. Cool, thanks Vayner. Clever, you're so proud of him. You never bought cat sand. That is... Seriously, I love indie, but I'm also kind of sick of cleaning kitty litters all the time.
Hello.
Uh-huh.
Do you know the island of Elias?
The vacation paradise of the ancient Del Mare? Certainly.
How do I get there?
It's near the Briston Atoll, but boats rarely travel directly to Briston from Marcuria. You'd have to travel via Guyenne.
Hello, that's a famous name.
Can you give me a lift to Guyenne on your ship?
Yeah, there's no
There are
wind.
3 problems with that scenario. Number 1, there's no wind, so we can't set sail south. Number 2, I lost my navigator a few weeks
Navigator,
past,
hello.
and I have yet to find his replacement. And number 3, you're a woman. We don't let women on board the White Dragon.
Well, I'll make a man out of you.
Isn't that
Wait,
a
no,
bit
that's...
sexist?
No, forget about that.
Sexy is just what I worry about. What with a boat full of men being out at sea for months at a time?
Not sexy, sexist.
I'm a sailor, girl. What do you expect? Good bedside manners?
I'd really appreciate it if I could hitch a ride with you to Guyenne.
Ain't gonna happen. Sorry.
Bye.
What a jerk. So, the navigator we can solve. At least, I assume that's the Twi'lek we're supposed to give that map to. I forget his name.
Hello again, old
Was a
man.
navigator.
Eh?
Or was it her name? I think her.
You.
You can teach a cat to poop in the toilet. The weird thing is, I'm on the fence about that. On the one hand, it would seem, real useful to not have to do that anymore. On the other hand,
Do you know the island of Elias?
kind of weird to come home and have like a bunch of cat poop in there.
And lots about the feared Isle of Elias.
It's feared? How?
Cool, thanks, Candela.
Because it be a place of cannibals.
You really don't know anything about the island of Elias, do you?
No, I do not.
Do you know how I can get passage on a boat going south?
Aye, coin be the way, as me beloved wife always be saying. Course she'd be running off with a wealthy merchant while I be away at sea. Women, never trusted one I didn't pay for again.
Whoa.
I don't have much coin at all.
And I be at a loss, as do ye, unless...
Unless what? Yeah.
I need coin to travel in a boat unless... what?
Unless I be calling in a favor with the good Captain Horatio Nebave, who be traveling to Guyenne as soon as the wind be picking up.
What kind of favor?
Oh, he be owing me from back when I was his captain.
But you'd want your bird back in exchange, right?
Would you cash in your favor with Nebave if I got your bird back?
Aye, I be promising anything to get me friend back. It be a deal.
So apparently, the bird is the
See you
word.
later.
If I not be dead, aye.
On the spots and no stripes? Yeah. No, but yeah, that cat is a beautiful cat. Okay, so we need his bird back and we need to find that navigator. She said...
Excuse me?
Yeah?
Do you know when Tunlayak is expected back?
Tunlayak?
I could not tell you, child, but from what I know of the ships in harbor, she
She
will
will
not
not-
find one that needs a navigator.
Navigator,
anytime
see?
Soon.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So Tunlayak we will find as the navigator. Now, we need to win that bird back. So the problem is, we need to go to the stalls and try to win at cups.
It's a talking bird.
A pure Bengal. Oh,
How
nice.
about a game of cups today?
How do I play?
You put your coin down on the table. I put a cup on top of it, and remember, no magic used, and none allowed. This amulet right here will light up if you use magic. Then you'll be banned.
That makes me suspect that
Okay, let's go.
I'm gonna use magic
Just
to do
place
this.
your bet.
I'll try one more.
Keep your eyes on the cup.
Okay, so I can't even tell which cup the coin is
You
in,
guess
so I
which
can't
cup
follow it.
hides your coin.
I don't know, the right
This
one.
one, for sure.
You got the wrong cup again. Sorry. Try one more, and perhaps this coin will bring you luck.
I think we're clearly being cheated.
Did you make your delivery to Tunlayak at the Journeyman Inn yet?
Oh, I forgot all about that.
By the balance, get to it.
Sure is noisy? Well, you know, cats take attention. I wonder if I can actually get to the back here on my own. So I could actually just look at all this stuff. It's pretty cool. So, I need to find Tunlayak. I need to figure out how to win at cups.
Are you busy?
I'm
'Cause I
never
think-
too busy for you, April. What may I assist you with today?
I think the winged people might be able to tell me which races in Arcadia have the pieces of the stone. Because that's what I need. I need the stones and I need the entrance to the
you.
Guardian's Realm. Let's see what she wrote in her diary about this. The ancestor Asian leopard cat, so sure is a hybrid. Nice. That is real nice. Okay, yeah. Went to the library to look for some information about flying creatures. 10. Yeah. He's also done by the doctor agreed to help him to get it right. If we want Dragon of help him get his bird back. Okay, so that's our main mission right now. Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. I know somebody who can see in the future. If I can grab him, if I can grab him and bring him to the marketplace to help me with cups, Obnoxus should be able to guess every cup correctly without using magic.
About my quest.
Anything
That's about...
I am glad.
Can I ask?
Yes.
Thanks.
You.
I'll talk to...
Blessings of...
Darn it, the most...
It's a nicely crafted bed.
The most sensible thing you could do is bring him to that thing and go, which is the right cup, have him pick, and then win all the games. It's the perfect scam. Well, I guess there goes that perfect idea. So much lore today, but it's nicely written. Really answer the concept of Arcadia. Yeah. Now I'm very happy with the lore that we've been given. It's really interesting, I think.
I've never seen anything like it. In a world without the screen, that's what passes for entertainment, and it's pretty darn good. It's the traditional game. It's a cups game. It's a cups game. It's a cups game.
Wait, she was gonna say something else. It's a traditional game.
It's a cups. It's a cups. It's a cup. It's a cups game. It's a cups. I look like a serving maid.
Darn it.
It's a cups game.
Well.
Did you make your delivery to Tunlyak at the Journeyman Inn yet?
Oh, I forgot all about that.
Yeah, today.
Balance, get to it.
Today has really helped us get a great perspective on what the world is and how the parts of the world relate to each other. I really like it. It helps frame the rest of the story, give it a body.
Can you tell me again what I can win?
An antique Domari counter from Gien, a superb cast iron replica of Mount Tyranny, a magic walnut from Anciel, and this, unique talking bird.
I want to see if I can even win once.
Let's go.
Just place your bet.
Can I even just win just purely
I'll try one
randomly?
more.
Keep your eyes...
Because I don't think we needed to win 3 times in a row, right?
Now, you guess which cup hides your coin. If you get it right,
oh wait,
you
it is
win
3 in a
another
row.
coin. 3 in a row, and you win a prize.
No, so there's definitely a way for me to have to figure out what to do. We have to somehow figure out how we can tell. How could we tell? Is there anything we have that we could use?
I got a whole handful of these Arcadian iron coins.
We need a magnet or something.
It's Constable Guybrush. My toy, ape.
I don't think there's just anything that makes sense to use it on.
I have absolutely no idea.
You got the wrong cup.
Like suddenly certain nameplates become familiar. Yeah. Yeah,
I got a whole handful of these Arcadian iron coins.
I was thinking of looking at all the items, like particularly
It's
to
Constable
try.
Guybrush. My toy, ape.
Oh, this one I can actually. Oh,
Constable
you
Guybrush.
can't look at
My
him
toy,
like that anymore.
Ape. It's a map of the Northlands.
I was hoping to maybe get something
magnetized
magnetic. Oh, it's a magnetized. It's a magnetized screwdriver.
I'll try one more.
So we'll
Keep your eyes on the cup.
We'll use that so we can figure out.
Now, you guess which cup.
There we go. We won't be using magic, so that thing will not be.
Nothing happened.
That thing will not be going off. The amulet. That's the one I
The
picked.
cup moved. I have absolutely.
That's correct, but
I skipped through a little bit of dialogue there. Thank you,
you
Venom.
used magic, didn't you? You used your magic wand.
The amulet didn't.
Your amulet didn't light up, did it?
No, but it's impossible.
Because you use magic yourself? Because nobody's supposed to ever win your game? They have a name for people like you, sir. Con artist.
Boom.
What? I'm outraged. I'm outraged.
Exactly, Venom. That's
What?
why I already
want
said
my
I need a
prize.
magnet, because it was an iron
Prize?
coin.
You don't get a prize for winning once, especially when you're cheating. You cheat.
You want me to call the city guard? I demand a prize.
Oh, by the gods of gambling. Here, take this and leave me be.
A calculator? Where did you get this?
Wait, what?
Oh, I don't know. Won it off some guy who got it from someone else who's supposedly been in stock. It's it's a valuable souvenir from the mysterious and elusive world of logic. Now, would you please let me be? Let someone else play.
Actually,
Yes.
I need that bird. But how would he get a calculator? Why
Strangely
would I
enough,
need?
It's an old-fashioned calculator, like the ones they used back in, like, the Elizabethan times.
I love it because that is. It's so perfect because that is exactly how people think about the past now. They're just completely misattributing things. I wanna play again though, even though you're gonna borrow me,
I
aren't
want
you?
to play again.
No, not you, lady. Get your errand off my table.
Valuable
I have a
souvenir.
right
You
to
help.
play. I didn't use magic.
You did use that magic wand there. That's magic to me.
No, it's science, not magic. There's no sign that says no science allowed now, is there?
What do you want from me?
Well, I mean, there is an Elizabeth
I
on the
want to
throne.
play.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Sorry, lady, that magic wand of yours will put me out of business. I'd rather close up for the day than let you play another game.
Then how am I supposed to win your bird?
Not talking to you, you cheat.
It's a talking bird.
Are you kidding me?
Did you make your delivery to Tunlayak at the Journeyman Inn yet?
Oh, I forgot all about that.
By the balance, get to it.
Are you just? Are you kidding me? I want to exchange my prize.
I want to play again.
With that magic wand of you.
No. Okay. I want to exchange my prize for the bird. Can I just buy the bird? Oh. April, focus. I will entrance the bird.
The watch is ticking.
Hey, the watch is ticking again. That's cool.
It's a picture of Charlie, Emma, and me in Florence Park. Marcus took it about a month ago before it got real hot.
What am I supposed to do with a calculator? How am I to... Now I'm real... Now I'm kind of stuck, because this is what I thought I'd get the bird. Done. I figured I would cheat a couple of times like this, and then
It's a cups
that would
game.
be it.
It's a cups game.
I'm not talking to you, you cheat.
I'm not stuck yet. As in, I'm not saying I need help. I want to figure out what I can do.
Wonder if that's supposed to be anybody in particular, or just any old head.
Why is that head still available? Why is that open?
It's a map of the Northlands.
You know what I'm gonna do? Because this calculator, why do I have a calculator? Who needs a calculator? Thanks, Caparmo. I'm gonna want to try and figure out what it is. How do we get that bird? Wait a minute. Who else would have a calculator but Westhouse? He is the only person I know here from Stark. I mean, more people could have come in from Stark, fair enough, but I have some questions.
I have some more questions for you.
Shoot.
No.
I don't have...
Very.
I have some more questions for you.
Always.
Shoot. Okay, I was bluffing. Is it very important for when you have to solve math problems on your longest journey? Well, indeed so.
Bye.
I have a magical amulet, which is going to give you wind. And then maybe we'll also get some wind for the sails.
Hello again.
Skip through the long animation for your pipe.
I'm... See you. Those guys must...
Let's see. Let's think about this. What are my goals? Let's work this out. I want to find the 4 pieces of the stone cover, the stone circle, tablet, whatever. Because I need those as a key to get in the tower. I need to get to the tower as well and find out where the tower is. So far, what I need for that probably is to go to the winged people who record history. Because they will be able to tell me which of the 4 races have the stones. So I need to get there. To do that, I need to convince the captain to let me travel. There are multiple things. He needs a navigator. That is Twenliek, who will probably appear once I've passed that part of the quest. He needs wind. So, no idea how to do that. And the pirate will help me, or the seaman will help me get on the ship. That was the 3rd problem. He will help me get on the ship in exchange for finding his bird. So we need to do something... I need to do something at the marketplace to get the bird. So I need to figure out what is it about the bird, how do I get it? So I tried just now to just buy it. That doesn't work. I can still use the coins on it, but he won't let me.
I want to play again.
With that magic wand of yours, you'll put me out of business. Sorry.
Get the Guardian's Realm in the tower and convince the captain for travel. Yep. Thank you, Venom. What can I do with the bird? Can I, like, unlock the cage? No? Can I give the bird sticky candy? Can I give him sticky candy? Hard candy? Play something for the bird. Distract the dancer. No.
Brian Westhouse's signature. It's Captain Nebeve's, signature. Can't believe I went through all that just to get a simple X. One map of the Northlands to be delivered to Ton Lyak at the Journeyman Inn.
Okay. Oh. Let's look at everything we have.
My cash card.
Do you want a cash card? Can I use the cash card? No?
It's a pushpin. Assorted candy. I've managed to hold on to my diary this far. It's a sticky, half-eaten piece of candy. Dad gave me this gold ring on my 16th birthday. It's a wooden flute.
We've seen that
The
list.
watch is ticking. It's a picture of Charlie, Emma, and me in Florence Park. Marcus took it about a month ago before it got real hot.
Try to keep up with me saying out loud. Thanks. Goals completed. Read all the books. Yes.
It's a magnetized screwdriver. It's Constable Guybrush. My toy, Ape. I got a whole handful of these Arcadian iron coins. It's a map of the Northlands. It's a calculator.
What about I change something of that calculator? Can I take it apart somehow? But that apparently isn't the thing. What in the world? I am so stuck right now. This is interesting. This is good. Trying to find where to go. So strolling that Cups handler, playing a whistle right in front of everybody as Banjo from playing the Cups game. Hey, look, I need him to get the point here. And also...
No, I don't think I'd appreciate the FUB barging in on me right now.
Hi, Fub. How are you doing? Oh, by the way, Fub. Let's see where I saved that one. Did I? Oh, did I not? I saved that one. Apparently not in the right folder that I normally use, though. Recent files. Fub, have a listen to this.
Could I see some more books?
Oh, certainly. What a silly question.
Could I see some more books?
Oh, certainly. What a silly question.
How amazing is that audio bite? I am super happy with that. There we go. Okay, let's unfreeze this.
I wonder if that's supposed to be anybody in particular, or just any old head.
I wonder if that head is something relevant. I'll stab it with my screwdriver. No, he doesn't want to talk to me?
It's a talking bird. It's a Cups game.
The Cups game is still there, so of course I'll bet my quote-unquote magic wand.
I'll make a trade with you. My magic wand for one of your prizes, and then I'll leave your game alone.
What's the catch?
No
No
catch.
catch. You get a magic wand, and I get one of your exotic prizes.
All right, fair enough. Which prize would you like?
I like it, Fub, yeah. I'd like the talking bird.
The talking bird.
That's scraggly. He put... A fantastic choice, young lady. Hold on a second and I'll get him for you. A fantastic choice, and I really, really mean that.
I suddenly realized the calculator lets you know he's interested in those types of things, in those curiosities, these curios and magical implements. Did she just stuff a bird down her trousers? Wait, what does she do now? Oh,
you're
okay.
a bird, huh?
Yeah. Wait a second. Did the old man send you to get me?
Yeah.
I guess he did. My name's April.
Thanks, Vader.
Oh, God, is there no escape? I mean, not that I like being cooped up in a cage for gamblers to gawk at and children to spit at all day, but give me a break. It's better than being locked away in a stinking chest. Thanks a whole bunch for rescuing me, April.
You're welcome.
No, hey, that's not what I meant. I was being sarcastic. Do you know what sarcastic means? Speak all tongue? Yes, hmm?
No, actually, I don't. I speak English.
That bird is great.
English? English? I don't know where you're from, lady, but you're weird. Okay, so let me go already, all right? Enough with the I'm human so I can boss the bird around shtick. We're all impressed.
Sorry, I promised the old man I'd win you back. I need a favor from him badly.
Yeah? So what's so important you'd sacrifice a bird's happiness and well-being?
I
fate
need
of
a
two
ride.
worlds, billions of people, and the balance.
Yeah? So, no, forget it.
So were you always just Bird? Or did you have a better name?
No, it's always been Bird. My full name is That Damn Bird. I learned that when I was 2 weeks old. That damn bird, the old man would say. No good ball of feathers. Then he beat me with a stick.
Ah, memories.
No. He'd just stick me in the chest and forget about me. Which is almost as bad as beating, believe you me.
Okay, that is still
I'm
pretty
sorry
horrible.
to hear that, Bird. You know, if you were my bird, I think I'd call you Crow.
Yeah, well, I'm my own bird, lady, and I don't... Crow. You'd call me Crow? That's a pretty good name. It's a proper name, at least, not just an insult.
Anyway, I guess I'd better get you back to your master bird. He's pining for you.
All he's pining
For the fjords?
is coin to gamble with.
It's really none of my business. Sorry.
Sure you are.
You know, I like that she's nice enough to first have a talk with Bird, rather than just grab him and go like, I have a bird for you. Have a talk to him like, so, do you actually want to go back to that guy? How are you doing? Help me out here. Like how both the cup sound and Abel was self-correct? Yeah. I am just eating some Toblerone. Completely unsponsored, but delicious. I shouldn't be eating this much of it, but I really feel like some chocolate right now. Oh, actually, no.
Hello again, old man.
No. Darn it. Skip.
See you later.
Skip. There we go. Bird. As everybody heard about
Here's your
the
bird, sir. It wasn't easy, but I got him back. I sure hope you're grateful.
Bird, blessed be the balance, me faithful friend and companion be back.
No, not back in the chest, not in the chest!
Aw. Poor Bird.
Now can you help me get passage on a ship?
I be a man of me word. Speak ye with Captain Horatio Nebevay of the White Dragon, the ship behind yous. Tell him Umbrianos be sending yous to cash in on that old favor he be owing me.
Thanks, old man.
Umbrianos.
Ire.
Myre. Too bad he's still called Old Satyr rather than Umbrianos. No bar of Toblerone is too big to finish in one session. I know. These are actually pretty small if you look at them. They're like a colleague of mine got it from the airport as she traveled here from Qatar. So this is like the little gift Toblerone type of size.
Hello.
Uh-huh.
You know old Umbrianos, don't you?
The old drunk? Aye, he be a good captain once. But ever since he lost his ship, he hasn't been much worth to anyone.
Be that as it may, you do owe him a favor, right?
Aha.
Aye, that I do. He saved my life more than once. And I wouldn't be captain of this beautiful lady if it weren't for him.
Guess what? I'm here to cash in on that favor.
I'll be damned. What did you do for the old geezer? Promise him your hand in marriage?
Don't you mind that, old boy. Just get ready to sail south. You're giving me a lift to the island of Elias. I mean, since you're already heading for Gien.
Boom.
I am? That could prove a little tricky.
How come?
For one, there is no wind. That accursed alchemist up north has put some kind of spell on the wind.
Alchemy is the
Clax, I
basis
believe
type
his
of
name
magic.
is. Roper Clax. Lives in a bloody rock somewhere beyond Riverwood. As long as he's got his dirty claws on the wind, this vessel ain't going nowhere.
Good thing, Miss Candela.
Then there's a little problem with my crew. I can't very well leave the harbor without a navigator, and my last one decided he didn't much care for the sea anymore and went off to marry a serving maid.
But, okay. Let's say I manage to free the wind and find you a new navigator. Then will you drop me off on Elias?
You think you will be able to defeat Clax, free the wind, and find me a new navigator?
Yeah.
My jaw's pus-filled left eye, if you do such a trick, then I'll take you wherever you wish to go. Most likely they'll be holding your funeral within the week, girl. Just leave the madman be and let the army deal with him.
Never you mind. As long as you keep your promise and take me to Elias.
What's with Elias, anyhow? It's been deserted for hundreds of years, ever since the Dolmari fell victim to the Great Plague.
I need to visit the Elation people, to listen to some of their stories.
As if there aren't enough stories here. It takes all sorts, that be for sure.
Welcome back. So that's what we're doing, Vaynen. Imagining it's the largest Toblerone just floating out in space, and I just grab it with a giant hand. Fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell tiny chocolates. Okay. Wait, not the small pier. Pier, there we go. Let's go try and find Tonliak. I'm assuming, there we go, the road north is now opened up. Let's have a check for Tonliak. Probably not back.
Excuse me?
Yes? Oh,
Do you know?
I could not tell you, child.
Thank you.
You're wel-
Okay, let's go to Roper Clax. Farmhouse, a barn.
I'm not about to turn around and go back to Marcurian now.
Okay.
It's some kind of cattle, but not the kind of cattle they breed in Kansas.
Yeah, those look like giant anteaters.
It's a small barn. It's a farmhouse. It's a storehouse on pillars.
Okay. Yeah, let's just go into the forest. Why
Those
not?
monuments, they're enormous, like man-made mountains. I wonder what they are. What they were made for. Monumental.
Some kind of horn they're blowing? This, by the way, looks like such a weird landscape. Bird! You made it out of the chest? Bird, no, 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 no. Oh. Curia, that's the road north, that's the first. Oh god, we're actually expanding like this? Oh, that is cool.
It's a discarded wagon wheel.
Way off into the countryside. This is cool. cinematic style. Hey there, bird.
Do you always travel like you got a two-headed Vesperian nymphate on your tail? I couldn't keep up half the time.
Crow, is that you?
Yup, the world becomes larger. I love it.
Of course, there was that pair of stunning robin redbreasts. Twins, did you know? Not as if I could just leave them without a kiss or two. Which, well, as it turned out. Maybe I'm just out of shape after being stuck in boxes and cages and knapsacks for the past 20 years.
I guess it is you.
Of course it's me! How many birds do you know with both good looks and a sense of humor?
Well, now.
You got a sense of humor.
No,
Where have you been keeping it?
Nah, that's funny.
What are you doing here, Crow?
What am I doing here? What am I doing here? How about a nice to see you, Crow, or I've missed you so much, Crow, or at least a glad to see you out of that chest, Crow?
It is nice to see you, Crow. How did you escape?
Cunning, milady. Of course, that keg of Androgen stone liquor the old geezer got his hands on didn't hurt. I've never seen such a shameful display of public drunkenness in my life. Well, not since the last time I had a thimble full of wine. Yeah, boy, were those ladies in for a surprise. When they were told I could talk, I'm sure they didn't count on my encyclopedic knowledge of Dolmari obscenities. The old man was gonna gamble me away again, you know. Went straight back to the cups handler after the, celebration. So, I decided to split before they put me back in the cage. That place was like a prison without the amenities. And let's not even mention the food. Did you ever try roasted elguan dung? Ugh, pooey, duh, don't, ever. So,
He's a
I
good
pecked
voice
a
actor. I
button
like
here
this.
and some soft tissue there and fled. I had nowhere else to fly, so I decided to join you on your, quest. It sounded like a spot of good old-fashioned fun. Like a Bird Zone adventure. It's not as if I came after you because I like you, though. You don't have any feathers.
Thank God for that. Okay, if you want to join me, I wouldn't mind some company. I'm guessing you'll be using your wings, though, and not your feet?
The ground's no place for a free spirit like myself, baby. Besides, I hear there are a lot of good-looking birds in this forest, and let me tell you, they don't parade about on the ground like winged chickens. Just try to slow down once in a while. Let me catch up.
You're a bird, for crying out
Sure.
loud.
But how do I get your attention if I need to talk to you?
Can you whistle? Like
Use
this?
the flute.
Sorry. But wait a second, I got a little flute. I could use it to call you.
I'm not a sheepdog. Let's get that straight. You play your tune, and I'll consider your request. I won't be flapping to attention like a tame soldier hawk.
I'm a chicken
Deal.
hawk.
We better get moving, though. It's getting late.
Aye, aye, Captain. I'll try to keep an eye out ahead in case there's trouble.
I like how they suddenly change up that mechanic where now I can summon him with the flute. Well, you know, quote unquote summon him. Well, cool. It's suddenly expanded into a larger world. Have that little new mechanic in there. Who's following me? Hey there, little Ewok.
Oh dear me. Please, human, don't kill me and skin me. I haven't even sung to the soil yet.
He is of the race that has one of the stones. The singers in the forest. Your coat does look very nice and fluffy.
Don't worry, I'm not going to kill you or skin you.
Oh my, that is good news. Very good indeed. Who are you?
Yeah, exactly, Raiden.
My name's
I was
April.
thinking the same thing.
What's yours?
Oh, jeez, Rick.
In my language, It's Bandu Umana Banta Aurubana Bitana Benoit.
Bandu Umana Banta Aurubana Bianta
Benoit. To
Banat.
his father who sings to the soil.
Okay.
That's a mouthful. So,
Bana
do I call you?
What is it?
You can call me Ben Bandu, the sad little one.
Oh.
Banda is the name of my people. We are the little ones.
Why are you sad?
Why are you sad, Ben Bandu?
I'm looking for my brother. He's been gone in the forest for many days, and I've not heard him sing to us. Our people don't walk about the forest much. It's too dangerous for us. You haven't seen my brother, have you? He's short, about my height, with a tan coat and a mischievous glint in his eye.
You're the first mole. The first Banda I've met.
Oh dear. I hope he's all right. A lot of our people have disappeared this summer.
Look, I don't want to be judgmental, but maybe if everything around you kills you, that's just Darwinism, buddy. Sorry.
What happened to the Banda that disappeared?
We don't really know. But there's something evil in this forest. Something that doesn't like the Banda. I shouldn't be out here looking, but I must find my brother.
If I see him, I'll let him know you're looking for him.
Oh, thank you. Thank you ever so much.
Fine, I'll ask him. I'll ask him the racist question.
Aren't your people called the Mole People?
That's what the city dwellers and farmers call us. They say it with sharp tongue. Moles. Dirt diggers. They don't like us very much. Our given name is Banda, the little ones. Or the Banda Banta, the little ones who sing to the soil.
Oh, Banda Banta. How do you sing to the soil?
How do you sing to the soil?
When we're old enough, and we found our voices, we just sing. And the earth shapes itself to our needs. We live in harmony with the earth.
Oh wait,
just
that's
like
the
the
song.
birds do with the air.
Good luck on your search, Ben Bandu. Sad little one.
And the best of luck to you, April. Please, if you see my brother, tell him to come home. We're all so very worried.
Aww. I don't want to go back in the forest and look now. Oh. Seems like these are trees with stacks of problems that need to be resolved. How do you even keep track? I don't know. This one's fairly straightforward, actually. This just gives you the one problem to solve all the time. So,
Hey,
I
Crow,
haven't had
would you mind
stacks
doing
of
me a
problems at
favor?
the same time.
I was having this tete-a-tete with a pretty young sparrow, but hey, Crow at your service. Did you say favor? Oh, sure thing. Unless it's something extremely... No, make that even remotely dangerous. I don't like dangerous.
Not at all. Just scout out the forest from your vantage point. See if you can find Ben Bandu's brother.
Ben who?
Yeah, I was
The
just
mole
thinking,
I
he
just
doesn't
met.
know this.
I thought you were supposed to be watching me. Didn't you pay attention?
Uh-huh.
No. Mole, you said. They're savages, a lot of them. You eat birds, even.
Crow, I eat birds. You probably do too.
Yeah, I love a roasted duckling and a tangy orange. Oh, but yeah, I see your point.
Nice.
Looking for a lost mole, then, are we?
Yeah, and they're called the Banda.
I never got into that whole PC thing. It's not Tyrox, it's the tyrant. Don't say chicks, say birds. Don't say birds, say women. I don't know. It's all a little too complicated
Topical.
for a simple man of the air like myself.
Just go look for the lost Bandu, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Wow, how topical was that? Kind of want to look back and see if we can...
It's a woman, I guess. An old woman, and it looks like she's in pain.
Are you a witch? If you're gonna eat me, I'm gonna have to stab you in the face with a magnetic screwdriver.
Oh, please, pretty lady, pretty, please help me. I've fallen and I can't stand up.
Yeah, this is
What
such a
happened to you?
trap.
Oh, I was out picking bones. Berries for my stew, and flowers. Yes, pretty flowers. Then I tripped over a big old root and twisted my ankle. It hurts so. Please help me home, pretty lady, please.
Such a trap. Like, I had to joke around a bit with it, not make it a weighted conversation. Yeah, it's not heavy-handed. It's just this little thing of, you know, April realizes, like, oh yeah, actually, mole people is kind of cruel for them. They're the Bandu. Why not just call them the Bandu? And that's it.
Where do you live?
I live not far from here, not far at all. No, help me home and I'll cook you a fine stew, I promise. Yes, I promise. Just help me home and I'll reward you for your compassion. Yes, you'll have your reward.
Fub, I kind of intend to help her anyway. I don't know if I can quick save like this here. I don't know the button for that necessarily. I don't think you can... Let's see. F5? No, there's no quick saving. Although, could we save in conversation? No.
Who are you?
But so far, I haven't been able to die in the
Nobody at
game.
all. Just a frail old woman picking bones. Berries, picking berries for her stew so she can feed her prisoner guests.
Prisoners.
Feed her guests and fatten them up for the long winter.
Yeah, I think she has the Bandu.
Why do you keep swallowing your words?
Because I'm just a frail old forgetful woman, yes.
Yes.
I'm sorry, but I'm busy.
No, please. Help a frail old woman home.
Look, I have a huge case of diarrhea. I just really need to just not be here right now.
Please, pretty. Please, pretty, please. Help me home.
I can't say yes anymore. Wait. I forgot I traded my wand. Here, I'll give you just a calculator to get you home. Or a nice map home. Darn it. I don't have an earlier save to say yes. Now, that is a while ago. Look at that. That is 2 hours ago. Darn it. Oh, right, action. Good. Now she grabs us. Or do we...
I still need your help, pretty girl. I can't walk all the way home by myself, you see. Help me home and I'll cook you a good, thick, creamy stew. Yum, I'm getting hungry myself. Let's go.
Lead the way, ma'am. That's literally what I'd be doing in this situation.
Lead the way, ma'am.
Yes, let's go. Come on, just follow me, my sweet treat.
Voice acting does sound interesting, but I imagine it's a real crappy job. Wait, she has a skull face. How was the first thing I...
But otherwise she looks fine. She's limping. But otherwise she looks fine. She's limping. But otherwise she looks fine.
Darn, I skipped through a bit of conversation again.
Looks like a cozy little burrow. Like a hobbit hole. They don't look like the edible sort. In fact, these mushrooms look cancerous. And ugly.
Let's grab some to poison the witch with.
I'd rather not touch them.
Really? Okay, how about we lick
They
them?
look cancerous, and I'd rather not touch them.
Fine. Also, we just walked through the wall.
Come in, honored guest. I'll just check on my stuffing. On my stew, yes. My thick, delicious stew.
Can I push you into the oven?
Oh dear, what have we here? This stew isn't good enough to stuff. To serve a guest as plump, as well-built and delicious, as
Who are you
honored
calling
as you
plump, lady?
Why don't you just wait here, and I will go pick some more berries and spices for my stuff, my stew.
But wait, what about your bad back?
Yeah, let's not ask any questions and just assume that it's an old lady.
What a strange... what a strange woman.
What a strange woman.
There's something not quite right about this place.
Really? The bloody chains and the skulls and so
like
on?
Those skulls, for one. They look disturbingly humanoid.
Yeah, Lord of the Rings was named Fub earlier on while looking through books.
Where's it coming from?
I think from over there.
It's locked solid. What was that? It sounds like somebody's trapped inside the cabinet. It's too big for me to carry around. But maybe I could use it somewhere in this room. It's locked. Anybody in there?
Oh, please, let me out.
It's too big for me to carry.
Could I block the door with it? Huh.
If I'm not careful, I could bring that pillar crashing down.
If I'm careful enough, I can bring that crashing down.
It's a small humanoid skull, like that of a child. Good God!
Good God, it's horrifying. Let's pick it up and put it in my pockets.
I wonder who this guy used to be back when he had a face. Wait, no, that's just too morbid.
Oh, alas. Poor Yorick. You know, I knew him, Horatio. He was a man of infinite jest. Oh, he bore me on his back
but it's
at the...
too small for me to squeeze.
Fine.
I can't climb up there. Besides, I'm too big to fit through that tiny window. What are those things? They look like... Is that blood? What does this creature do to people? Grotesque decor.
That is a nice way to phrase it.
It's too big for me to carry around.
Let's just try and jam open this cabinet here. It's just...
Oh, dear me.
Sorry.
Who are you? Are you going to eat me?
I'm April, and I've come to rescue you.
Oh, my.
Aren't you a little bit
Did
short
my
to be a
tribe send you?
stormtrooper?
So to speak, I met your brother, Ben Bandu.
Ben Bandu? Bandu umanu banta orobana biutan binoart?
I think so. He said to call him Ben Bandu.
That's not my brother. It's
Because
pretty
he was
racist
sad
to
for me?
assume we're...
You will be so glad to find that you've rescued me then.
Yeah. There could be a tiny little problem with that.
Not rescuing
The
just
Gribbler
yet.
captured you too?
I guess whatever the Gribbler is, did capture me. That took me by surprise since I did come here willingly.
That's how she works, the Gribbler. She tricks Banda and humans to come here to her house, and then she cooks them and eats them.
You just wanted to make the story into a
Friendly
joke.
old lady, she's not. What's your name?
Bandu utamatuta uyatan
Bandu
ayama
utamatata yuta
binaort.
ayama binaort?
That's a little difficult for me to remember. How about I call you Bandu Uta?
Oh my, yes, that would be fine. We have long names, us Banda, as long as our
Nice,
tunnels.
Vaden.
You can tell me more about your people later. Right now we need to find a way out of here.
I do have to say, though, this would have been a nice moment for him to go, why would you assume I'm Ben Bandu's brother? Is it, do we all look alike to you? Just because we all have fur, tan fur, we all look alike? Racist! And you just there go like, look, it's an honest mistake. Okay, look, I'm sorry. I just could we focus on the problem here?
It's Ben Bandu's brother, Bandu Uta.
Oh dear, whatever shall we do?
I can. Oh, you can crawl out the window.
Come over here. Let's try something.
Oh dear me.
Oh dear.
What are you going to do?
I'm gonna get you out of here. Hold on.
Just throw him against the window. Oh yeah, I need to open it first.
Can you break the window and get through?
Oh dear, I'm so sorry, but it doesn't seem like I can do that. The window is too thick for me to break.
Too thick for you to break. Here, have a candy? Relax. No?
That pillar looks a little shaky.
Okay, she's probably locked us in.
The door's locked from the outside.
Okay, as I figured.
Wait a second. The door's locked? Oh my god, the door is locked! I'm trapped!
You realize that now?
Something's cooking all right. I just can't put my finger on what exactly.
How about we put a skull in there? No. Put disgusting candy in there. No, wait, chewed candy. That's my evil what?
It's a large fireplace and a fierce fire.
We could burn a map of the Northlands.
It's a wooden table with a tablecloth made of some kind of animal skin.
You know what? We can make this a cliffhanger. This is about the time that I should be calling the stream anyway. And I think this is a good point to try and figure out how we escape tomorrow. A nice, exciting cliffhanger. This is good. This is a localized, direct problem that we can try and solve.
Room. By the looks of this place, I don't think it's been used much.
I know, right. How are the Duke boys going to get out of this one? Or in this case, you know, April Ryan and Bandu something. I know, it's always keeping coming back, wanting more. You know, you having stew tomorrow? Nice hobbity stew. Or, you know, potatoes. Now, I think I'm going to call it here. This was already a lot of fun. We learned so much more lore-wise. We just expanded our knowledge of the game immensely. So, whoa. Oh, what happened? What? Yeah. Okay. We expanded our knowledge of the game immensely, which was real cool. Very happy we got to learn more about the world and history here. What I will be doing is, let me have a look here. These are all real big-time streamers who don't need a host from me. But Poke Your Eyes Out is doing more of his perler work on his Guinness Book of Record breaking Bob Ross perler. Hey, Miss Candela, thank you very much for watching. I'll be back tomorrow again, usual time, 6 to 10 in CET time. Thank you very much for hanging out. I hope to see you tomorrow or otherwise next week. Have a good one.